Starting a new series in the Dr. Phil house. I'm going to give 4 couples the rules of engagement. They walked in thinking they were ready to say, I do.
I met Kalen when we were 15 in high school. He was dating one of my friends, and he started throwing gum wrappers at me across in classroom and with little notes on it saying how much he loved me and wanted to be with me.
I remember flirting with her.
I expect someone to treat me like I treat them, and I am a very faithful and loyal person to my friends. Extremely. Until they me. But with you, I haven't left your ass after you me in all these many, many ways that you have.
Kalen's the first boy I loved. I lost my virginity to him. We've dated on and off for 10 years. We have an 11-month-old daughter together, and I have a 7-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. I love Kalen, but I definitely hate him. Our biggest problems are Kalen's anger, his cheating, and his drinking. Kalen was never abusive until I was pregnant.
I used to push her. I grabbed her by the throat. I don't choke her out, but I grab the muscles and like pretty much submit her. One time we were fighting. I was on the phone with one of my ex-girlfriends just to make her jealous. She comes out and just starts punching me, hitting me in the face. And I grabbed her and I asked her, you know, you want to mess around now? And her friend went to go call the cops, and I was just scared. And I grabbed her friend by the throat and I said, if you call the cops, I'm going to kill you. All of a sudden the cops come and they took me to jail. It was 2 felonies, false imprisonment and terrorist threats. I guess you can't say those words. I'm going to kill you.
Kalen has slept with more than 300 women. He had gotten oral sex by 2 different females.
I've cheated on her with nasty women. I still am a boy that wants to live a wild lifestyle.
I want to marry Kalen because I loved him, and we do have a good relationship. When we're good, we're great, but I often wonder if there's gonna be a wedding.
I met Stephanie after my boat caught on fire. The insurance company wasn't handling my case properly, so I went into the company she worked for and began yelling at her.
Later on that day, I had to call him. He says, oh, are there any of you girls single over there at the insurance agency?
I knew right away she was the one.
Knock it the off, Steve.
What's your problem? I've been with Stephanie for 2.5 years now. I love her very much. She's quite a pistol.
If I were a guy, I would knock you out. Steve and I really need help with our relationship. He doesn't give me enough attention or affection.
If she's not the center of attention with me, I'm the complete enemy.
Then we're not getting married. Well, then we're not getting married. Because that's not I want that in my wedding.
The one thing that needs to change in our relationship is Stephanie's anger.
You always just single me out. Always.
A lot of times I'll feel like I'm on eggshells, trying not to make her mad. Sorry, Steph, all I did was ask for a little help. That's all. I'm sorry. I walk around scared of a person that is 1/3 of my size.
My spending of the money is the biggest conflict. He can spend money, though, like on his new Corvette.
I don't know what I'll do if her anger doesn't change. I can't live with her, and I can't live without her.
Are we just a crazy couple, and maybe we shouldn't be together? Or is this normal for engaged couples?
A friend of mine called and said, I want you to meet someone. When I walked in, my eyes met Lisa's instantly. I just remember her eyes went on forever. What was it for you?
That.
That?
We've broken up so many times, it's actually funny. We like to say that in 2 years, we've probably been together like 2 months.
If Lisa and I end up getting married, this will be wife number 4.
All the other women, they just leave. Maybe they're smart.
I have this dream in my heart to write songs that make a difference. She just doesn't believe in the dream. You take the part of me that I don't need.
Scott's real job by trade is a general contractor. I've had to be extreme and say, you thinking you're gonna be a famous rock star is like me thinking I'm gonna be on the cover of Vogue next week. It's just not gonna happen. Scott is a male chauvinist. He wants me to ask his permission before I do anything. And he was on the phone with his daughter. The 2 of them were fighting on the phone, and I was kind of shaking my head and going like, this is so stupid. When he got off the phone, he said, don't ever call me stupid, and I won't be dominated by a woman. I will be the man, and no one will tell me what to do, and you can take your ring and shove
There's times when she's right in the zone, and then there's other times when she's stern and critical, and there's not much I can do right.
I'm not sure if we'll ever make it down the aisle.
They'll be in love forever. It's the Scott and Lisa show.
I met Tim at his stepsister's birthday party.
I never really believed in fate before, but when I met her, I fell in love, and it just seemed right.
Tim and I are both 19 years old, and we've been together for 2.5 years.
When we found out she was pregnant, it turned our whole life upside down.
I really don't know how ready we are to support a baby because I don't really know how much a baby costs.
I don't even have a high school diploma. It's hard enough for us to support ourselves, let alone support another human. You still haven't paid your medical bill?
No.
How much do we owe?
It just doesn't feel right to be having a baby without at least being engaged.
I feel like I'm ready to get married to Lily because I feel like it's the right time.
Now it was time to move the 4 couples into the Dr. Phil house. They spent the next few days living together under one roof, competing for different prizes, but at the same time, seeing if they are actually meant for each other.
It is so nice in here.
Dr. Phil's got good taste.
Where's my side?
No playing with everything.
Wow, man, this is luxury.
Just get it all in there.
Well, you can come visit us in our bedroom if you want.
Oh, yeah, we were going to take that one until we found a better one. Sorry.
You guys pretty nervous?
Nah.
If we're going somewhere, then we're not going to eat.
I'm sure we'll be told what to do. Something you're probably not used to.
So you guys have issues?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. You guys are the last ones to move in. Is she pregnant?
I thought it was really weird when we first came to the house just because you're going to be living with people that you don't have any clue who they are or anything about them. And so I was really nervous. I hate our room.
Oh, yeah, it sucks.
I feel like I never have anywhere to go.
You guys look like you're in your early 20s.
Down.
What?
We're both 19.
Are you?
We went to high school together.
Okay, Missy over there. You didn't say your age.
You guys have to guess.
46.
Oh, okay.
Did I say that? I'll shut up now.
38.
You're 38, yeah.
It's nice being able to see that everyone has issues.
Makes it a little easier.
We're not the only dysfunctional ones.
Steve owns his own construction company, and I help him and get my nails done and shop. You're supposed to make friends if we're competing.
Coming up.
Has he cheated on you?
Yeah.
Has he raged against you? You want to sign up for that? So you're a game player?
Yes.
You threaten him and beat him up to get him to change. Charming. You should be scared of him. On today's Dr. Phil house, the 4 engaged couples, all living under my roof, were in need of some rules of engagement. I gave Kalen his first test, taking care of a computerized baby.
This is what I get, huh?
Hell yeah.
He already has a real baby girl at home, but his fiancée Lacey says he hasn't held her since she was born. I invited the Game Show Network's Roger Lodge to ask the couple some probing questions to see how well they really knew each other. At stake was a 42-inch Insignia plasma TV from Best Buy.
My name is Roger Lodge. Let's play America's new favorite game show, Hitched or Ditched. Ladies, this question is for you. What would your fiancé say was the last thing the two of you argued about? All right, time is up. Now, gentlemen, you're gonna have to guess what your future mate answered. Kalen?
That she sets me up for failure?
About what?
The baby?
The baby he just got.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
Okay.
Let's go to Scott.
I think it would be, dude, this is the way I am. I have this sarcastic, funny personality.
What answer do we have?
Last night about my humor.
All right, I'm gonna give it to you. Let's go to Tim.
About money.
Is it about money? There you have it.
That's all we ever argue about, Tim.
All right, Steve.
That I do not listen to her.
No, Steve wouldn't go into the confessional when I asked.
I just told her that when I was ready, I would go.
But he has a bad memory. He's gonna forget. He's gonna forget. I'm his memory.
Gentlemen, a perfect wife is one who blank. Lacey.
Loves her husband.
I put bow down.
He needs to get a mail order bride. She'll bow down.
Lisa, what did he say?
Loves her husband unconditionally.
Respects her husband?
I can't accept that answer. Lily, what did Timmy say?
Faithful and committed.
One who acts like Lily.
Oh, that was so much better than bow down.
Okay, Stephanie.
I'm gonna say loves unconditionally.
Loves me no matter what.
Nice going. Your last question, good luck. Guys, what one item of clothing does your fiance wear that you just can't stand? Stephanie.
My pants.
It's a short dress.
Lily.
Nothing, because all I can wear is maternity clothes right now.
I don't have one. She looks good in everything. So, I mean, we don't have...
I said nothing.
The judges are saying no, they cannot accept that. Lisa.
Nothing.
Nothing. You got that right. And the winner of America's new favorite game show, Hitched or Ditched, Scott and Lisa.
After we got done with the game, Tim told me that Scott had cheated. He had 2 cards with different answers on it for the last question.
Lisa.
Nothing.
Scott, is it the right answer? Nothing.
Nothing.
Take the TV away from the cheaters. You should not be able to cheat and gain something for it.
Steve writes to me, I saw Scott cheat. I kind of motioned to Steve to just forget about it. We already have a 42-inch plasma TV at our house anyway. I just don't want to be giving my 100% if people are going to be cheating. I feel very uncomfortable. I'm sick to my stomach. I don't like cheaters.
Before it got really ugly, it was time I paid them a visit. I wanted them to take a closer look at their relationships to find out if they should get married, just date, or just call it quits. If you think you should get married, I want you to stand up right now. Really? Are you telling me the truth, or are you telling me what you think she wants to hear?
I would like to marry her. I mean, she is the mother of my baby, so I want to have a good life.
You really want to marry her?
Yeah.
And you guys?
I love Lily more than anything in this world.
All right. If this marriage fails, why will it fail?
My aggression towards her, she nags at me a lot, so, you know, there is going to be some of her, too.
And you want to marry into that?
We need to get fixed first.
Has he cheated on you?
Yeah.
Has he raged against you? And you want to sign up for that? Do you love her?
Yes.
Why would you let her sign up for that?
I made a lot of stupid mistakes.
But my point is, why would you settle for that?
Because we do love each other. We do. It's not always bad.
Then date him. Date him when he's in a good mood. Why are you crying?
I can't believe I've stayed with him, and the only reason I can think of is that I do love him, and I have hope for him to change.
I love animals, but I'm not going to get in the cage with a lion. You want to marry her? Have you ever been enough for her?
Sometimes, yeah, I feel like I am.
Because you're the princess, right? It's got to all be right. Can he really measure up?
I hope so.
You're scared of her.
Sometimes.
You should be scared of her. I'm curious if you really want to spend the rest of your life trying to climb a slippery slope to please her. She has dumped you over 30 times.
I just did it so he would give me attention.
So you're a game player.
Yes.
So you didn't really want him to leave. You were just threatening him and manipulating him to get him to change. Charming. What a sweetheart. Have you ever wondered how much fun you are to live with?
I know I'm a bitch.
Why would you marry somebody that would marry a bitch?
I was just hoping I could change.
And if you do, then you ought to think about it. But you don't get married to fix your problems. You fix your problems, then you get married. And you guys, is this because you're pregnant? It's like, hey, got to do it, right?
No.
Do the
I've
crime,
always-
you do the time, right?
I've treated her good since the day I met her, and she's treated me better than anyone's ever treated me.
You were 14. I got sweatshirts older than you were when you hooked up with her. Come on. Okay, we all sit down. You say you love each other. See, I think love's way overrated. I think it's necessary, but it's not sufficient. Let's just take a look at love.
Coming up.
Do I not explain myself clearly? Leave me the alone.
You call her bitch, whore, and slut. Your family's afraid he's gonna kill you.
I get worried sometimes myself.
Dr. Phil opened a can of worms.
You guys strike me as being very naive. You two didn't stand up.
We now return to the Dr. Phil house.
You say you love each other. See, I think love's way overrated. Let's just take a look at love.
I get angry and I blow up and I don't know how to control my anger.
Are you kidding me?
Kaylee's trying to go to sleep. Shh. Okay.
Do you really think I would touch your dog?
Don't yell, Kaylee.
Do I not explain myself clearly?
Okay, Kaylee's trying to go to sleep. Kaylin, don't yell, please. Okay?
I opened the door. The thing took off running.
Can you please?
Well, then shut the up. I don't lie to you, Lacey. I don't lie.
Do you not hear Kaylee in the other room? She does not need to hear
Well,
yelling.
then leave me the alone.
I'm just asking.
Leave me the alone.
I've lost a lot of friends.
Just a you are a that has no friends.
I lost my friends from you.
Keep telling yourself that.
Keep telling me. You strangled one.
They should have kept their hands off me first. I think that's all she knows how to do is nag.
It's recording now. You said you wanted to be on camera, so tell me what you wanted to say.
I'm pretty pissed off at you.
Why? Why am I the bad one?
I know I sucked my and other women pissed you off throughout our lifetime.
I thought you only got.
Right, I did.
Why don't you
I go to jail because we tried to talk and it just doesn't work.
You went to jail because you were on the phone with another dude saying I'm on my way over.
I don't want to talk to you without a referee.
Why?
Terrible.
Are you kidding me? So, Lisa, what do you think about that?
It's so not okay. I can't even believe he talked that way to her, let alone with the baby in the house. I just hurt for you.
Ken, what do you say?
I don't realize that I do that until now that I watched it. That's terrible.
Pretty ugly, isn't it?
Very. I'm a schmuck. Seeing her cry like that makes me want to cry. I don't like it. I mean, I wouldn't cry over anybody, really.
You call her bitch, whore, and slut, but it hurts your feelings to see her cry.
Yeah.
Your family's afraid he's gonna kill you. They should be.
Yeah. I get worried sometimes myself.
Really, don't you ask yourself, why am I
Choosing these horrible men, staying with this one that verbally, physically abusive and can't keep his in his pants? I've asked myself.
And you ain't even almost over that, are you? I mean, you realize that's a malignancy here. She hasn't forgiven you for that.
Yeah, I realize.
And I'm not at all convinced she knows the whole truth.
No, I don't think so either. I think there's
For every
many
rat you see, there's 50 you don't. You guys strike me as being very naive about marriage and parenting. Y'all are 19, right?
Yes.
Were you wanting to get pregnant?
No.
Yeah, you thought about that for a minute. Were you wanting to get pregnant?
No. Why
did you?
It happened.
Well, no, it didn't just happen. You made a conscious decision to have unprotected sex. Were you drunk?
No.
Are you ready to have a baby?
I don't really have any fears about having a baby. It's gonna be hard, but I think I'm more than qualified to be a mother than a lot of people that are mothers.
I'm not completely blind, like Dr. Phil said. I think that we're not necessarily naive, we're just in love and everything's going good right now.
I kind of have realized that we have a lot smaller problems compared to other people. Some of these people have like really big issues. Our biggest issue is that we're young and we have a baby on the way.
You two didn't stand up. If you think you should get married, I want you to stand up right now. Did you both not stand up, or were you waiting to see where the other one stood up?
I knew I wasn't standing up, regardless of whether he did or not.
Yeah. Why didn't you stand up, Scott?
I've noticed that over time, there's a lot of things we don't see eye to eye on.
It was just 3 weeks ago you told her to shove the ring.
That was so far out of character, and I had gotten to a place where I blew up and said something so horrible, and I'm ashamed of it.
You think you're a chauvinist?
I mean, I don't know what the Webster's definition of that is.
Do you think you're condescending to women?
I think I have been at times.
You said you think women should answer to their man.
I believe the man is to be a leader.
You also said you wouldn't be in a world where a woman shot her mouth off. What's that mean?
I'm starting to realize it's not right for me to say that.
Do you shoot your mouth off?
I say my opinion. That is shooting my mouth off. I loved when Dr. Phil called Scott on the fact that I'm shooting my mouth off when I state an opinion, because Scott does that to me all the time.
Why didn't you stand up?
Because I know I can't marry him. If I married him, I would be making it all work.
She will tell you there's a lot of good about Scott.
What would your first 3 wives say? If I interviewed them, because you're going to be number 4, right? If I interviewed your first 3, what would they say?
They said he's crazy. The last one said that she stayed for his daughter as long as she did because she couldn't leave her alone with him. The mother of the daughter said the same thing. And that, you know, you're a smart woman, you'll figure it out, but be careful because he can be sweet to you and treat you like a princess, but he's a dictator and he'll try to control you.
Wow. What, do you think these couples are ready to get married?
Coming up, Dr. Phil takes on the princess.
Princess Stephanie gets waited on.
You get jealous when he pets the cat, because he could be petting you.
Right.
You're not a wife, you're a job.
We now return to the Dr. Phil house.
Do you think these 2 couples are ready to get married?
No, not after seeing the video. The way that he was able to talk to her with a child close by, just actually I got upset and angry at him.
Well, let's take a look at your tape.
If I were a guy, I would knock you out right now. Just leave me alone. I'm serious. You're getting on my nerves. You know that? You're freaking getting on my nerves. You're down my throat about everything. No, I'm seriously getting sick of it. Yeah, knock it the off, Steve. Seriously, stop treating me like a piece of
What's your problem?
You always just single me out. Always.
Do you think you could maybe set up to eat? I mean, I'm cooking.
And I'm gonna clean up.
So nothing in between or before or after that?
Princess Stephanie gets waited on.
How many times in this relationship have you said, I'm sorry, I should have done, I'm sorry? You say you walk on eggshells all the time. You say you're scared of a person a third your size. You know what he said about you? He said, it's like sitting next to a tiger. You gotta keep petting it all the time, because if you stop, bite your head off. You're not a wife, you're a job. That's how he looks at it. If what you want is somebody that treats you like a princess, then you need somebody that's got a really good bank account. A lot more than he's got. And a willingness to subordinate themselves to your interest.
That's totally not true at all. He's the first person I've ever dated, you know, with this much money.
So tell me about this princess job. What's in the job description?
I think every woman should be made to feel like a princess, like she is number 1 in her man's life. And it has nothing to do with money. I would give up our money in a second if we could have our unconditional communication and we're always on the same, you know, affection level, and if we were happy.
You said that he kisses you 3 times a day, you need 20. He hugs you 4 to 5 times a week, you need 3 to 4 times a day. I want him rubbing my feet without me asking, whispering sweet nothings in my ear. He just doesn't treat me like the princess I am. You get jealous when he pets the cat.
No, I get jealous when he can give the cat more attention than he can give to me.
So what I said was right. You get jealous when he pets the cat.
That's correct.
Because he could be petting you.
Right.
How you like that Corvette?
Love it.
What did you think when he said that?
I know he's telling the truth.
He used to get excited about his car, and then you tell him, then go sleep in it.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Okay.
You got jealous of his excitement and passion for the car.
I don't remember saying that, though. Did I say that?
Forgot that one?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't forget it, did you? Are you scared right now?
Terrified.
I just totally got an eye opener. Like, it's totally me, and I want to change. I do not want to lose you.
After speaking with Dr. Phil, we went into our bedroom, and Stephanie just completely broke down. I gotta get a backbone.
Like, I didn't know how scared you were of me.
If I say something you don't like it, you blow up at me. How else am I supposed to react?
This whole time, I thought the majority of the problem was Steve. And come to find out, it was really me. I'm scared. I know how much you love me, and I don't deserve you. You're like too good for me. I'm like such an.
I definitely have a lot of searching within myself to see if this is really who I want to be with.
I was trying to get you to stop yelling that night. She was crying in the other room trying to go to bed.
I don't remember it. I don't. Seeing Lacey's face today just ripped me apart. I don't think I've ever cried sober, and that tore me up pretty hard. It's really hard to watch. That's sad. You almost busted out, and you almost got your wish. I'm sorry. Don't cry. Babe, it's okay. We're fixing. In the beginning, I didn't think Lacey was the girl for me. I just came back from the military, was looking for a piece of to be honest. But after today, I mean, seeing her, it's so sad. It kind of brought love to me, like, wow, I'm a piece of
Other people are crying watching that.
Kaylee has to listen to it.
I know.
We will love each other forever, but Dr. Phil opened a can of worms. Keep crying. I can't talk when I cry. If it doesn't work out and things don't change over the next few days, it's gonna have to end.
Coming up, can the couples work together?
Turn to the right. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I'm going! Just shut up!
It's just so rude and doesn't see it.
Or will competition have them throwing in the towel?
Look at it. Let's go. Let's bunch of.
The couple split into two teams. Team 1, Kaylin, Lacey, Scott, and Lisa. Team 2, Steve, Stephanie, Tim, and Lily. Now, part 1 of this challenge was to see how well the guys could communicate to the girls. We took them to a parking lot where there were 2 cars. Each team of women had to change a tire while the guys talked them through it. We wanted to see which team could change the tire first.
Where's the stuff at?
Where's the crowbar?
Grab that wrench.
You need that thing here.
All right, what's this?
Don't worry about that.
Was this it?
Yep, grab that. Come over here.
Is that what
Lacey,
is-
come loosen it up with that.
This is what takes the lug nuts off.
Push down on it. Step on it if
What
you
do I
have
do with
to.
it?
Put your foot on it, right on the heel, and step hard. Right on the end of it so you have leverage.
I did it.
Okay, now go to the next one.
Yeah.
Good.
Good girl.
Wait, you need a jack.
Where's the jack?
You have to jack up the car before you can do that.
Lift this up. Steph, come back here, please.
Now you got to stick this part in. Good job. Watch your ankle.
Well, let me loosen these first. They're all loose. Now what?
Stick this under there. Here, no, fix that. Fix that more.
Explain things.
Fix that right there. Pull it back. And now turn to the right. Oh, little baby, come on.
Scott, will you help her?
Yeah, I need help.
He's directing her.
Well, I hear a baby.
Now go ahead and set the jack underneath.
You want this right here. Now start winding it up.
How do I wind it up?
Here,
with one of these.
Hold that and turn. Keep cranking now. You're going to lift the car.
Where's it supposed to touch?
Jack it up anywhere.
Shut.
It's not our car. Who cares? Just get it up so you can change the tire.
You're doing awesome, Lacey.
Okay, now loosen up those lug nuts. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I'm going.
Hold there and step your foot on it. Oh, come on now.
It's not moving, guys.
You got to really lay into it, Steph.
Honey, I'm 110 pounds.
I know.
How would you want me to lay into this?
Go ahead, pull the tire off.
Pull it just like this.
Oh, wait. Jack it up more.
Come on, little buddy.
Yes, yes, yes. You got it. You got it. You got it. Shh, just let's get the tire.
Come on, move.
They don't have it torqued up the same. She's trying so hard.
Not really much.
Nah.
You rock. You guys need to explore the hard feeling. Come on.
Jack it up more.
You had it, honey. You had it.
Oh, the cabbie.
Why isn't it? Come on. There.
Yes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Forget it. Let's go. Let's go inside. It's a bunch of.
And she quit.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Let's go. Why? I mean, what are we going to waste our time for if the lug nuts won't come off?
Step on it all the way up.
She's jumped on it. She
Are you
jumped on
talking to me or the other team? What the?
Sorry.
It's a competition, Kaylin.
We got it. Don't worry
Well,
about
it doesn't
it.
matter.
All right.
We can't forget our baggage. What do I do with the tools?
Put them back.
Oh, which way? This way. This way.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Done. Woo! Oh my God!
So doesn't that mean that we already lost?
Filthy! Man. We gotta go. Come on, you guys. Let's go. You know where we're going? Look at me.
All right, baby.
We got pretty angry changing tires because Lacey is just snappy. Granted, she's doing something that she's never really done before, but she's just so rude and doesn't see it. Trying to listen to ladies get their stories straight and what they want to do, it's insane. Everything's got to be perfect. I don't like that.
Lacey offered to do a change of tire bit because she said she's done it before. Dang, she changed the tire in her heels and her nice pants and her long nails, and she just jammed.
Their lug nuts were not on as tight as ours, apparently.
Everything was completely even. The jack, the spare, they were all located in the same areas of both cars. The lug nuts were tightened the same. There was no difference. As a matter of fact, they came out and they picked their own cars. Stephanie was jumping up and down. Instead of the proper way is to actually pull up on the lug nut wrench. This challenge was all about teamwork, and the team that succeeded to work together. The other team fell apart and they lost. There was no cheating.
Coming up, as the face-off gets more intense, will pettiness derail the exercise?
How many times are we going to get screwed?
What the hell?
These guys are cheating again. Believe it?
It's supposed to be a fun experience, and it's not fun for me. Like, I'm taking off my mic. Go ahead, blame me now.
We now return to the Dr. Phil house.
On today's Dr. Phil House, I'm teaching 4 couples my rules of engagement. You may have noticed when the teams were changing the tires, they were all carrying luggage. Everyone here in the house carries their own set of baggage into the relationship. I asked them to tape their issues to the outside of the suitcase. Each issue weighed 2.5 pounds, and they were to carry the suitcase all day long. The 2 teams headed to the market where only the guys are in charge of buying the food. But Team 2, Steve, Stephanie, Tim, and Lily, had already threatened to quit over changing the tire. Will they quit again at the market?
We're taking them out, all right? Let's not be mean. Competition, it's competition.
Just let's wait and see what happens.
Why am I going to put my 100% to something if it's rigged anyway?
If we run across some veggies at a good price, let's pick them up.
What we want to do. We're trying to get the quickest to that you can.
Steve, I lost all my enthusiasm, all my motivation.
This is one
I
of
don't
the
want
things
to
you
do
have to
this
work on
anymore.
and get through.
I don't want to do this anymore, Steve. Go ahead, blame me now.
We got this.
I mean, give the baby shaking baby syndrome. I don't
No,
know.
I don't want another reason for Dr. Phil to eat my face off.
Go, 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 go. Get your suitcase, honey.
Come on, baby.
Huntington Meats and Sausage, $3.50.
They're looking at directions. Screw that.
Over here is the East Patio.
I just feel like I'm going to throw up.
Do you know where Huntington Meats is?
Huntington Meats.
Huntington Meats.
Yeah, let's go. They're already on ahead of us.
Straight ahead. Huntington Meats. Let's get the cheapest brats or something.
Oh, now. Come on, man. How many times are we going to get screwed?
We have $20 to spend. We still got to buy some vegetables.
We're on a TV show. Could we cut in front of you?
That'll work. Thank you. Come on, baby.
Can we have 4 sausages?
Oh, don't do this now.
If you guys give us any kind of discount on that, I appreciate it. We're limited on our budget.
Delay them. They're bad people.
Next, we have to go to Fruit Co.
Looks good this way.
Whoa, where's he going? Whoa, I thought we couldn't separate. Oh, there's some men are cheating again, dude. Oh, these guys already separated, so really don't matter much, does it?
Fruit Company?
Fruit Company's first aisle, and so we'll go right.
Right there, right there.
Fruit Company. Okay, we need some squash. Yellow
Yeah, you got yellow squash?
Just grab anything. Grab anything.
Where are the veggies? In there. Go ahead, go in. Excuse us.
Okay, we're getting 3 of them.
Got it.
There you go. Oh, yeah, I got your diaper here in a second.
Can we pay for these? How much are these?
$3.98 a pound.
How's that? Is that over a pound? All right. 406, that's it? Thank you. Whoa, you can't leave without them.
Did you already get some?
Yep. How they do it, swines? Let's go, find the van. Let's go.
I don't. Oh. What the hell?
Whoa, they're running. The guy who ain't supposed to run.
I'm not running, I'm fast-paced.
Here they come. Get in.
Come on, get in.
Good job, guys. Good job. Get in. Get in. Come on.
These guys are cheating again. Believe it?
How'd they get the vegetables? They just threw away all the money, huh?
They're cheating.
Why? How are they cheating?
They're leaving each other. They're running.
Yeah, we beat them and they were split now.
This is supposed to be a fun experience, and it's not fun for me. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I'm taking off my mic. This is like ridiculous.
Done.
This is
Tim, does he have the directions?
No, I have them. Tim, here. We quit this. Why should we keep trying? This is the second game in a row where there's been cheating, and so I really just don't care to do any of this anymore.
It is a shame.
It is
really a shame.
And it's a shame that they cheated on the other game, too.
If you are engaged or thinking about popping the question, log on to drphil.com to take my marriage readiness test. Plus, check out even more never-before-seen footage from today's show. Thanks for being here. So long.
I guess I'll probably end up going with what I came with, which was myself and nothing else. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Stephanie, you know, she's a little more hot-headed. She's ready to leave.
It's not fun anymore for me. All my enthusiasm and my charisma is kind of like really went down in the tubes because I was told that this was going to be fun activities that we were going to do, and I'm not having fun right now. We came with nothing, we'll leave with nothing. It just stinks. I don't like cheaters.
Basically, I guess we're just here to play games and be cheated and get a little bit of help. I gave up because if there's going to be continued cheating throughout all these games, then why even play? And I really hope that Stephanie and Steve do not leave because Stephanie is kind of wanting to leave, and I do not want to be here left with those 2 other couples.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, we're following up with your favorite guests.
What a difference a year can make.
The teen model with the racy website.
You think you've cleaned it up?
I don't think it's a good picture of me, actually.
I'm not talking about the photography.
Plus, Dr. Phil helps this pack rat mom clean house.
They removed 25,000 pounds.
Also, the latest on the groom who got clocked by his own father-in-law.
Has he slapped you lately?
And Dr. Phil gives an abused mother a new smile.
Candy, come on out. Coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go. Intense.
Stand by, camera 6.
If you're going to talk to me, you're going to have to be honest.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Showtime. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Stand by, A, and roll A, check in. Go, Dr. Phil.
It's been another year, and we've just started season number 4. So it's time for me to roll up my sleeves and do a little checking up on my past guest. Well, today we're going to find out just how much of my advice has stuck with some people you'll remember. David and Deandra are back. When they were here, they wanted to make their daughter a prodigy. She was in 5 classes, including sign language, was on a strict vegan diet, and she was only 22 months old.
We've spent tens of thousands of dollars to create this super child.
They are apples. Madeline is a vegan. I won't give her animal products, and I won't give her refined sugar. I have her in swimming and sign language. I just found a gymnastics program, Spanish.
¿Dónde estás dos gatitos?
David and Deandra need to lighten up.
I feel that some of my family members want to sabotage what we are trying to do for Madeline.
My dad would love to give her a bowl of chocolate ice cream. No criticism will ever stop me.
There he is.
Here we go.
Do you think you're at all radical in this?
I don't think so.
Do you think you are?
I think we're probably considered radical, yeah.
This is your mother, Susie.
The idea of me sabotaging is just horrific to me.
If she falls down the stairs at somebody else's house, I'll always wonder, if I was there, it probably wouldn't have happened, because I watch her like a hawk.
It's a matter of degree. But when you don't trust your own mother, who pledges that she will not sabotage your child by slipping her a French fry or something.
Madeline and I co-sleep, and David sleeps on the couch by himself.
It's another sacrifice that my wife and I have made to ensure that Madeline is getting the proper care.
You're not even in the bed. You're not co-sleeping. You are solo sleeping. Isn't that a bad thing?
It doesn't bother me.
Does it bother you that you're not sleeping with your wife?
Well, it's more important to me that I get rested to go to work and that my wife and daughter get a good night's sleep.
Therein lies the problem. Well, all right, so we've got a then and now chart to see how much David and Deandra have changed their ways with Madeline since the show. Now, before, their daughter Madeline was not allowed overnights, and now she stays at Grandma, and she stays days at her aunt's house, right?
Right.
And how do you feel about that?
It's still a little nerve-wracking at times, but I'm doing a lot better.
All right, she was a vegan. Now she's a vegetarian.
Right.
We're still not from Texas.
Are you a vegetarian?
No.
You're not a vegetarian?
I'm not a vegetarian.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, I was. No, not anymore.
Okay, well, what a jip. So you're like eating a cheeseburger and she's sitting over there with some lettuce and broccoli?
She's not missing out on anything.
Yeah, well, how is it that you have one standard for yourselves and another standard for her?
Like my husband always says, you never hear of anybody having mad broccoli disease. You know, you get mad cow disease and all that, and you get salmonella, but, you know, you're not going to get sick from eating a piece of broccoli.
So you've known a lot of people that have suffered mad cow disease?
Well, I've had a lot of people...
Actually, that's my line.
I said that was your line. No, but a lot of people do get
your
food
neighborhood?
poisoning. No.
All right, now, what about this co-sleeping? Where are you sleeping now?
The couch again.
You're back on the couch.
I'm back on the couch.
Okay, and you're sleeping with?
Madeline and Maverick.
Madeline and Maverick.
Right.
You got a king-size bed.
Yeah, I had to I sold the queen and got a king, and now it's still not big enough.
Yeah, so this is you on the couch, right?
I still love that couch, though.
Yeah, it's kind of home. I mean, you haven't slept together in the bed without the kids?
Since the day she was born.
Mm-hmm. But we are wanting to transition her into her own bed. We just don't know how to do it at this point.
Okay.
Or when to do it.
Okay, and you're already bringing Maverick into the bed?
Yeah.
And he's 3 months old?
Yes.
Okay, let's get something straight right quick. It's going to be a whole lot easier the earlier you do this, right? So if you get Maverick out of that bed right now, that's easier than tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day. Here's the thing. She needs to go to her bed firmly, but gently.
Right.
And it's not a matter of punishment. You're being rejected. Go to your bed. We don't love you anymore. I mean, that's how you're going to feel when you send her down the hall, right? Just put her down there and say, you are a big girl now, and you are big enough to sleep in your own bed. And I know you're thinking, yeah, she's smarter than that. I get that. She's going to test your mettle on this. But when she comes back and when she cries, that's okay. As long as she's crying in her bed. She gets up and comes to your bed, then pick her up, say, you're a big girl now, and I'm really proud of you. You're going to sleep in your bed. Put her back in her bed. Because you'll be thinking, you know, I'm really tired. I just don't want to get up and do it right now. As soon as you do that, you've taught her, oh, every 10th time I get to stay. And then give her a big reward for every hour that she stays in her bed. And you need to get back in bed. And if you're so in love with the couch, you need to go get on the couch.
I don't think it's big enough for both of us.
No, well, I'm sure there's a way that you could both.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you've worked that out because we know about Madeline and Maverick. So You can make room, but do this firmly and gently, but you need to do this right now. All right. Coming up, I'm sure you're going to remember the 17-year-old model who did everything in her power to convince me that the photos on her website were not too provocative. Well, she's an adult now. She turned 18 yesterday and claims her website is less sexy. So why does she still want it to be reviewed? I don't know. She may have some questions. I'll let you look at the pictures. We'll decide this together. We'll be right back. That's great. How's Magic?
I was shocked when I saw some of the photos.
And you say that your product is your body.
Yeah.
That's so wrong. Your
As
product
a model, it is.
No, it's not. Your product is the product you're selling. It's the beginning of season 4, and we're checking in with some of our most memorable guests to see how well my advice sunk in after they left this stage. Now, when Kelly and her 17-year-old daughter, Tracy, were here, they were at odds over some sexy photos that Tracy had on her website. First, watch their story, and then you'll see if they took my advice.
My daughter Tracy, 17, she's modeling in way too skimpy lingerie. I was shocked when I saw some of the photos.
Why are you not shutting it down?
She feels that she has to do this to get her foot in the door, and I'm coming to you for guidance.
But all my other photos that she likes look like senior portraits. No, I'm serious.
You're pretty sure you've got this all figured out, so you don't really listen to the guidance.
No, I listen.
And you say that your product is your body.
Yeah.
That's so wrong. Your
As
product
a model, it is.
No, it's not. Your product is the product you're selling. If you're standing in front of a Buick, the product is the Buick. Okay, are you telling me that that is not a provocative pose?
But nothing's showing.
Just weigh it carefully, and you guys step up and be the parent.
After being on this show, I saw the photographs a different way. When Dr. Phil was saying,
To me, these pictures are sending the wrong message.
I was like, wow, well, that's not what I intended at all. So I toned it down.
Tracy's been working to update her website.
Dr. Phil influenced my decision to remove a few photographs.
But she's replaced them with some photos that I still have concerns with, but she doesn't think anything's wrong with it. So I told her, were you not listening to Dr. Phil?
That doesn't mean that you shouldn't get in the game.
So he's not saying you shouldn't do it.
That was really condescending.
I'm still concerned that she didn't get the whole message.
The most helpful advice that Dr. Phil gave me was...
This is a cutthroat industry.
Just made me really think about it, and as soon as I got home, I went straight back to school. When Dr. Phil told me...
You don't even almost have a partial clue what kind of game this is.
I was completely shocked because I feel that he underestimated me. I know what I'm getting into. Okay, Dr. Phil, I'm 18 now, and I've made a lot of changes on my website. My birthday wish is your seal of approval.
Well, so you think you've cleaned it up?
I do. I've been working on it every single day, hours and hours and hours for like the past 3 months straight.
Do you think it's better?
Yeah, it is. It is. She still has some photos on there, but that's, you know, she's 18 now. That's what she's going to want to do.
And you're saying you're 18 now, meaning I can do what I want to do.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to go get naked. I want to be taken seriously.
All right. Well, I want to look at some of the pictures that you think that are better.
Oh, goodness.
You're good with that?
I don't think it's a good picture of me, actually.
Well, I'm not talking about how good the photography is, but, all right, what's the message here?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I am really proud of all my work. I work really hard to get these images.
Well, I'm not saying they're not good pictures in terms of lighting and makeup and hair.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. And it's lingerie. I'm selling lingerie. I'm supposed to look sexy.
Okay, can we see the next one?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you think that's provocative?
It's a bathing suit. Not at all. I'm at the beach. It's a bathing suit.
Okay, here's the thing. I know that you're thinking, okay, middle-aged bald guy, what does he know? We actually did a focus group this time. Took your website, had a bunch of people, different ages, take a look at it. And the words that they used to describe their first impressions were trashy, sleazy, and porn. But they all agree that you are absolutely a beautiful girl, extremely photogenic. But 80% of them thought that was their first reaction.
Sure.
20% said, you know, she's just a really pretty girl modeling clothes. And we didn't say, do you think this is too much
You
this
just
way?
said, here, look at it, what do you think?
We just said,
right?
look at this
Okay.
and write down the words that come to mind when you look at this.
So what should I do?
Okay, and you admit that you get, what is it, average 10 emails a day of people wanting you to pose naked or less clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we also asked the people in the survey who they thought would be the most frequent visitors to the site.
Sure.
And they all said men and pedophiles and that
I
sort of
can't
thing.
help that, I know. That's what happens
Well,
when
you
you put
can
yourself
help
out
it.
there. Well,
No.
if I didn't have those types of photographs, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really want to pursue my music. That's really what I'm into, and I was hoping that either with modeling or acting, I could cross over and pursue my music.
Well, because you said that, Leanne Rimes is a really good friend of mine. I've done a number of things with her, and we worked together on Christmas in Washington last year, which
I
is
love Blue. I used to
yeah.
always sing Blue.
Yeah.
And
And
that's so cool.
so she had a message she wanted, because she knows you're into music, that we told her about all that, and let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Hi, Tracy. Tracy, I heard you wanted to be an actress or a singer, and from personal experience, I know how hard it is to get into this business and kick off a career. And you're always wanting to have the right look to please a lot of people. And I think the main thing is to be yourself, be original, do something different than all the other girls. Keep your clothes on, and be classy about it. Have something. Let your talent do the talking. Have something about you that no one else has. I think that's really important. And happy birthday, by the way. Enjoy being 18.
Oh,
Now, you said, what should you do? She just gave you, I think, some great advice to distinguish yourself otherwise, and thank you, Leanne, for the message. You said last time, and you said this time, I know what I'm getting into. And I said last time, and I'm saying this time, you don't have a clue what you're getting into. You can't know till you get here. All I'm saying is, there's a lot of people, focus group, me, your mom, others telling you that you're not hitting the right note with your image. I can't argue with you about it forever. I just want you to listen and consider. Like you said, you're 18, you can do what you want. But you need to know that a lot of people are saying the message you're sending is suggesting a direction you say you don't want to go. I think you have a lot of images on there that look to me to be really good, but I think you still got some on there that are sending a message that you don't want to send.
Well, because I want to be taken seriously and I want to be respected.
Yeah, I think that's not the best way to get that across, because people do say you're beautiful and photogenic, and so I think you're going to hurt yourself going the other direction. All right, next. We had a lot of guests on this show who, well, they weren't exactly the cleanest folks on the block, all right? Especially the mom whose house was so messy, she was embarrassed to have people over. Well, after the show, we sent a team of folks in to haul out the junk. You're never going to believe some of the things they found. We'll be right back.
I am ashamed to admit that my kids are living in a house that is in constant disarray. My family is at a point of crisis and we need some major help.
Today we're making some house calls to find out if my past guests followed through on their promises to me. Well, let's start with a very messy mom who vowed to clean up her act. Now, when Kim was here, she called herself the Queen of Clutter, and if you ask me, that was an understatement. Take a look.
Kim's disorganization has an effect on every aspect of our lives.
I am ashamed to admit that my kids are living in a house that is in constant disarray.
Is that I didn't even know it wasn't here.
My husband asked me if he and my kids were my top priority. That really cut me to the core of my heart.
I want to talk about why you think you've chosen that way to be in the world.
I think I may have adult ADD, or I don't know.
See, AD&D don't flip on and off, and you can do some things sometimes, right, Don?
Yes,
she can, if she needs to, if the pressure's really on, she can step up and do it.
She'll stay up all night.
Yeah. If it was ADD, that wouldn't be true. Sorry. And I think what you're doing is totally about trying to control everything.
I agree with that.
The pile's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, look at all of this stuff I control.
You're very right, and I won't allow anybody to help me.
Of course not. They can't touch your stuff. What you have to do is make yourself accountable.
I'm going to have to do that.
I want to give you a running start. One of the experts from the Container Store is going to come to your house and teach you how to get completely organized. And there's going to be a lot of stuff to get rid of, so the folks at 1-800-GOT-JUNK are going to send a team, and they're going to cart away all of your old junk.
I will definitely take the help.
And aren't you just feeling like you won the lottery?
You got it.
Okay, so just to review, her house used to look like this. Okay, it took 3 trucks, 20 hours, and are you ready for how much junk they removed? 25,000 pounds.
This is junk. This has gotta go.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Well, here we are, 6 months now since we've seen you, and things are a lot different than they were before. We have our office area over here. Here's the kids' study area. We have all our videos and the TV and everything set up here. I don't know if you remember last time we couldn't get through the laundry room. Now we have it all nice and clean. This was a big mess, and we got it all cleaned up. As you can see, we can actually get around the kitchen now. Here's the living room area. Container Store came in and did all this great shelving for us. Over here we have our new shoe shelf. Here we have Garen's room. He's had lots of sleepovers because you can actually sleep in his room now. And we have Jason's room. We've organized her closet as well. Here's our bedroom. Way better than it was before. You can actually see the floor. Our closet is absolutely spectacular. We just couldn't be happier.
Thanks,
Dr. Phil.
All right, it's not always two-legged creatures making a mess at home. Now, John and Kara's dog, Amelie, was tearing up everything in their house, and they were worried about what she would do when their new baby was born.
Our dog, Amelie, is a 22-month-old Weimaraner.
I'm blown away about the amount of damage the dog has done in our lives. One time we were going out and I put some enchiladas in the oven. By the time we returned, she had opened the oven at 325 degrees, pulled out the enchiladas, and licked the tray clean. Cara and I have a baby on the way in 4 months. How are we going to raise kids if we can't control the dog?
Look, first off, you picked a dog that experts say must be companioned all the time. You choose that breed.
Yeah.
She chose the breed.
If you guys don't learn from what's happened with this dog and do the same thing with the child, it will be exponentially worse. How long till the baby?
4 months.
You got to get started right now.
Sit. Good girl. Sit. Good girl.
Thanks for your great advice, Dr. Phil. This is Laurel Jean, and here's Amelie. Remember how much trouble she used to be? Well, we got a new house with a bigger yard. The 4 of us are getting along just fine now, and we have furniture to sit on. Laurel Jean has a puppy to play with, and the puppy has a baby to play with. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
I'm a huge animal lover, and I'm proud to say that our own dog, Maggie, is now a year old. Now, she was just a pup when we introduced you to her 1 year ago. Take a look. Hey, Buster! She's currently eating her bells. She's so unaffected by this whole thing. Eat your own way. Were you wanting me to go over a few things with you? All right. Did you bring Maggie out? Hey, pup. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. Hey, hey, pups. Hey, pups. Hey, pups. Okay, this is Maggie. Here, come here, pups. Here, you want to jump up here? Come here. Come here, jump up here. There you go. Okay, sit. Good dog. She's still having ear trouble. She can't get both of her ears going the right direction. But she's a good pup. Now, we got Maggie from the shelter, and we got her from Animals Anonymous, and she is an amazing dog, aren't you, pup? All right, say bye, Maggie. All right. All right, next, we're checking in with the wife who was ready to divorce her husband if he didn't stop forcing them to mooch off her mother. We'll be right back.
My husband has made us into moochers. I had no choice but to go to my mom.
I have been paying the mortgage. Unfortunately, Springer comes along with it.
Well, it's a new season, and we are checking up on some of our memorable guests. Now, when Springer and Janelle were here, they were on the brink of divorce. Her mother was paying their bills. Now, Janelle said Springer had really put them in a bad spot because he lost their money playing poker. Now, he said, that's not really gambling. And I said, not the way you're doing it, because you're losing all the time. All right, let's take a look.
My husband has made us into moochers.
I don't feel like a moocher.
In the past 15 months, he's played poker as a job.
I don't have an exact figure as to how much of our savings I used.
I had no choice but to go to my mom.
I have been paying the mortgage. Unfortunately, Springer comes along with it.
I'm working on being a professional poker player. Poker is not gambling.
Our marriage is ruined.
Do you think that's a responsible way to lead this family?
Right now, no. You're right.
It's right now that she has MS. It's right now that you have 2 children. It's right now that you're living off of in-laws. It's right now that bills are due. And you're saying he either needs to commit to this or you want out.
I will divorce him.
I will get you professional help if you will both willingly participate in it.
Absolutely. When I left the show, I was scared.
Springer felt that he had been railroaded.
But when I watched the show, I felt Dr. Phil really did wake me up. One of Dr. Phil's first questions to me was,
what is the logic that says somebody should be paying the mortgage for you and your wife and your children?
I realized that it was my fault.
We took Dr. Phil's offer, and we immediately went to counseling. This was a turning point. It's a new Springer.
Springer is not a moocher anymore. In fact, he offered to help us in our old age.
We've paid my mother back with interest.
Well, yeah, Springer, I'm impressed.
Dr. Phil saved our marriage.
I do feel like this is a new life for me and Janelle.
But we still have a ways to go. I still worry about the money and Springer spending it properly.
Janelle is concerned that I might start playing poker again.
And Springer still says he wants to be a professional poker player. Dr. Phil, I have a hard time trusting Springer with money. Can I ever trust him again?
Is her worry justified? Would you trust yourself to take it all over at this point?
I think so. I mean, I feel like, you know, my focus is right now. I have the correct focus, but I am willing to, you know, work with her to get her to the point where she, you know, sees what I see.
Do you still want to play poker?
That's funny that you asked that, because I do enjoy poker and I do like playing it, but I really, since the show, I haven't really played a lot. My desire to do that has kind of waned.
Oftentimes, the real work starts when you leave here. You kind of get pointed in the right direction. And so we set you guys up with Dr. Anthony Ferretti, who's a licensed psychologist in Melbourne, Florida, after you were here last. So, Dr. Ferretti, how are they doing?
They're doing great. There have been tremendous changes. They've learned to communicate a lot better. They've learned to resolve conflict more effectively. I think one of the turning points for them was when they started taking responsibility for themselves and stopped blaming each other.
He's awful proud of the work y'all have been doing.
Proud of you setting him up.
Well, yeah, do we bring good people or what?
I mean, you do. Yeah. You saved a marriage, and Dr. Ferretti saved a marriage.
Yeah. Well, and you guys had to have the willingness to do it, and you got in there and did it. Now, it probably doesn't sound like a whole lot of fancy training, but my theory is I don't want to fix what ain't broke. I mean, do you concur?
Yeah.
All right, good. Got the pro looking over my shoulder. All right, coming up, she said her wedding day was ruined when her dad slapped the groom. Now, that'll put a damper on your wedding. The last time the bride was here, she wasn't speaking to her father. Next, we're going to find out where their relationship stands now. We'll be right back. How you been feeling?
My dad didn't walk me down the aisle this time because we're still not talking.
He knows you're on the show because we talked to him. And he sent this message, and I want to read to you what he wrote. We're following up with some of our most memorable guests. Now, Patrick and Ann have been here 2 times. I guess they just can't get enough of me. Is that it? Yeah. First, she said her wedding was ruined when her dad playfully slapped her groom so hard that he got amnesia. The next time they were here, Ann was ready to ask for my advice about her strained relationship with her father. Take a look at their story.
I wanted just a nice, intimate wedding.
The problem is, I just don't remember it.
My dad starts welcoming my husband to the family.
And at that time, he gave me a fake slap in the face. After the hit, I really don't recall much of the wedding.
And I can't seem to get over it.
What are you mad at him for? He just got called up by the bride's father and got knocked ass over tea kettle.
Well, I'm upset at him, too.
I'm going to replace your honeymoon.
What?
What?
Once I learned at the show that we were going to take this honeymoon, asked her to marry me again.
For some of you, this may seem a little redundant, but for our groom, this is the first time around, and you make his bride.
What do you think? He's doing good?
Oh my gosh, we are doing good.
So you have a question?
It was hard because my dad didn't walk me down the aisle this time because we're still not talking.
You've had problems with your father before he slapped your husband unconscious.
Oh yeah, and it's not because of the slap that we're not talking.
He knows you're on the show because we talked to him. And he sent this message. He said, Annie, let's get together as a family. Who knows what can happen in the future? Well, Ann wants to introduce her dad, Jerry, okay? Please do.
This is my father. This is Dr. Phil.
Yeah, Jerry, good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks so much for the message that you sent. So how are you guys getting along?
So good. He calls me every day.
Yeah?
Every day. We talk all the time. It's never, ever been like this. Even when I was a little girl, we have, I don't know, a really good relationship now.
Yeah?
We talk all the time.
Has he slapped you lately?
No, not at all, actually.
Did you realize, I know y'all were playing around like you want a fresh one,
yes, sir.
Messing around, and were you aware when you actually hit him that there was a problem?
No, we didn't realize it until it went at the end of the reception when he was supposed to pay the bill.
Yeah.
He started like...
I didn't know why I was ordering 40 steaks.
And he started yelling at the waiter like, oh, I didn't order 40 steaks. Ann, look at this bill. And I'm like, oh my God. And he doesn't drink, but he had like 2 glasses of champagne. I thought, well, I mean, I've heard of people having maybe 2 glasses of champagne.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people that get amnesia when it's time to pay, but this was for sure a problem. So are you enjoying the relationship
Oh, God,
at this
yeah,
point?
especially my grandchildren, and it's been just, it's wonderful.
That night, after I came home from the show, you're like, call him, give it 110%.
Yeah, I said, let's do this right now.
The minute I walked through the door that night, I called him and I said, you know what, we're adults, you know, I love you, you haven't met my kids, you haven't met your grandkids, it's so important, we need to get together, and he totally agreed. And
Well, it means a lot to hear that you guys have made the connection.
Dr. Phil, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, I'm sure you're going to remember this next little boy. Now, his name is Connor, and when his parents, Mitch and Heather, were here, they said their 2.5-year-old son was having nightmares about me. Okay? Take a look.
My 2.5-year-old son, Connor, he has nightmares that you, Dr. Phil, come into his room.
First off, he started having these nightmares about the time little sister started coming into the house, right?
Yes, he did.
Do you think that's got anything to do with this? Help me out here, Dad.
Yeah. Connor also thinks that there's a monster under his bed. I'll get the monster spray. Our monster spray is actually Glade air freshener.
You're very creative, but it kind of rewards him He will probably transition out of this. You don't want to create a dependency on that. You grow up being a gladehead or something.
You told us that there are two Dr. Phils. There's the brown Dr. Phil, who is the nice Dr. Phil.
He lives in the blue house with Mama.
There's a blue Dr. Phil, which is the not nice Dr. Phil.
Now, where's Connor? I got you a really big bear. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Oops. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is going to be like Voodoo Bear. Okay. Hi, Connor. So how's Connor doing?
Oh, he's doing great. We got rid of the monster spray within the first month. We just told him this is the last can. This is it, and he's fine.
There was something that you wanted to ask me about from when you were here before. Did you forget something here? Did you leave something here?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was a Ninja Turtle.
You know what? We felt really bad about that, so we have a surprise for you, okay? Look here what we have for you. Okay? Thank you. We have you all kinds of Ninja Turtle stuff, new things that you can play with. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think that's okay? And look at this. You even have a Ninja Turtle costume that you can put on and be a Ninja Turtle yourself. Do you know what these are? Yeah? I don't know what these are. What are they? Nunchucks? Okay. So how about, since we couldn't find yours, we just give you all this stuff and you take it home with you? Deal? Okay. Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? All right. Okay. All right. Good boy. Good boy. You want to sit here while I read that up there? All right. That says next. When this next mom was here, she thought her daughter had won tickets to my show, but she was actually surprised with something she had been wanting for 9 years. Just simply a smile. Wait until you see what we're talking about. All right. Good job. What do you think? Some good stuff? Yeah, that'll be fun, won't it? Okay. Yeah, you got one?
Hi, Dr. Phil. I'm begging you to help my mom. My father would beat her, which would cause her teeth to break.
What would it mean to you if she got this situation handled?
All I want to do is see her smile.
What do you think?
Would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. We're taking a look at some of the most memorable guests from last year. Now, when Caitlin was here for our Mother's Day show, she wanted to surprise her mom and give her something that her mom's abusive ex-husband took away. He took away her smile.
Hi, Dr. Phil. My mom makes me upset because she always says she's ugly. My father would beat her, which would cause her teeth to break. After their divorce, we never really had money, so her teeth have stayed the same. She really needs a chance to have beautiful teeth, so she might actually smile for the first time in almost 10 years. I'm begging you to help my mom.
What would it mean to you if she got this situation handled?
All I want to do is see her smile.
Well, you think it's time that we should do something about that? What do you think?
Would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. So let me introduce you to Dr. Young. How you doing? Very good, thank you. And you are completely committed to doing whatever it takes to get this back where she can smile and radiate on the outside the way you know she is on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think? We got a deal?
We got a deal.
All right. Well, boy, does Candy have a new smile. And with the help of Jose Hebert, let me tell you, this is going to be fun. He did her hair, her makeup. Neiman Marcus gave her a new outfit. She has a completely new look to go with it. Let's take another look at Candy before. Okay. Now, Candy, come on out. How are you doing? Oh, my God. Take a walk. Have a seat right here. All right, now, so how do you think she looks?
Amazing.
All right. Okay, look right here at camera 5 and give me a big smile. Now, what difference has this made in your life?
I feel like I'm me again. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I catch myself every once in a while smiling, and I'll be like, oh, what am I doing? And I'm like, no, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
We want to give a really big thank you to the Give Back a Smile Foundation and Dr. Youngman, who did the dental work for Candy's new teeth, and to Dr. Eastman, who performed gum surgery. Just did it. We wanted everything to not just look good, but be healthy, get everything exactly right. I want you to promise me that you'll work on one thing for absolute sure, and that is to work really hard on getting where you fully believe and accept that you deserve everything that's been done and the big smile that makes you look as great on the outside as we know you are on the inside.
Oh, I believe it's a great thing.
Yeah, to a great person. Now, before I could start season 4, Robin insisted that I get a little R&R, because that's one of the things I have a hard time doing sometimes, is getting unplugged and chilling out. So we took the family and went on a vacation. So we'll give you a little peek at that. What are you doing, Dad? I'm doing fine. I'm getting ready to take Mom for a ride. Good work. What do you think, Dad? Well, I'm still married. I didn't throw her off, so that's a good thing. All right, look at her. See, she's smiling. That's a good thing. That was your best trick, Dad. Yeah. Had an early meeting with the French Hells Angels this morning. They wouldn't ride with me. Too tough.
Going on a helicopter ride? See you.
This is my friend Joey. He just beat me in a card game. He's out of here. Whoop. Justice has been had in Monte Carlo. Seriously, we've had a great time. It's been a great vacation. And really, this is the last thing we're doing before we're jumping on the plane to head home, rested up, jacked up for season 4. We'll see you there. Those were the fireworks on Bastille Day in Cannes, and let me tell you, that is something to see. We had fun today. Thanks for being here. So long.
all-new Dr. Phil today. His family says he's spending out of control.
You got cars, boat. You bought a Hummer over the phone because it was on MTV Cribs.
Yes. He even pays sticker price for his fancy cars.
Your car payments are 68% of your income.
No. Oh. Plus, a 4-year-old who would rather shop with her aunt than spend time with her mom.
Where do you want to go?
Shopping.
What are you doing allowing her to do that with your child?
And
it's come to this. It's me and Pie Boy on the Dr. Phil show.
A family member so spoiled.
He's a dog.
He's my son.
She actually chews his food for him.
Have you ever been evaluated mentally? Coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go, in 10.
Stand by, camera 6. If it's happening now, we're going to deal with it now.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Stand by A and roll A. Check in. Go, Dr. Phil.
All right, thousands of dollars spent, top-of-the-line cars, designer labels, all sounds great, right? Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, today we've got some people who are fed up with their big, fat, spoiled family member because they say their out-of-control spending has got to stop. Now, Katie says her brother Adam just loves to spoil himself. In fact, it's his favorite thing to do. She says Adam has spent thousands of dollars on boats, Corvettes, top-of-the-line toys, just so he can brag to people that he has them. Now, Adam says, what's the point of buying things that he has if he can't show them off?
Adam loves to spoil himself.
Since I was 18, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on vehicles. 2 Hummers, 2 boats, 2 campers, 3 motorcycles, Tahoes, Camaros, Corvettes.
What Adam purchases is definitely a badge of honor. He is proud of all of his purchases and loves to show them off.
Well, that's what spending money's about. Having nice things, showing it off a little bit. I have the same car as my boss. He's got a Vet also. The Hummer was so pimped out, how could I turn it down? I couldn't. The camper is sickly ridiculous.
But Adam doesn't even camp.
I saw somebody who had a better boat than me, so I went out and I had to spend $30,000 on another boat.
Adam loves to be able to tell people that he has something better than they do.
It's cool to have the same thing as people on MTV Cribs. You know, what am I supposed to do, to drive a piece of junk? I think presenting yourself in the right way is very important.
When Adam heard that we were going on the Dr. Phil show, he went immediately to the tanning salon and had a woman come over to style his hair.
I know something's up when Adam calls me and says, Mom, you promise you won't be mad. And my response is, what did you buy now?
Adam's going to the car dealership. I think it's like taking a crack addict straight to the crack house.
Car salesmen really don't have to haggle with me too much. I'm like a dream to them.
Hey, how's it going? Good, how you been?
This is nice.
Yeah, this is you. If anybody could drive this car, it'd be you.
Adam is impulsive and reckless with his purchases.
I think sometimes my sister Katie is jealous of the stuff that I have.
By no means am I jealous of his financial situation.
I'm probably about $200,000 in debt. As long as I can make the payments, I don't see a problem.
I'm very concerned that if he got laid off or wasn't able to work, that he wouldn't be able to keep up with all of his payments.
If I made the kind of money Dr. Phil does, I would buy my own plane.
Okay. Now, fair representation, right? That's
yes.
Pretty much a portrait of you.
Yes. A nice video, by the way. I like that.
Yeah, first class, right?
Yes, it is.
You want to buy it?
How much?
Yeah. You don't usually ask that, do you?
Not too often.
So is he just like a kid in a candy store?
Absolutely. You saw the video. That was pretty much true to
This
life.
drives you crazy?
Well, it drives me crazy out of concern.
Yeah. Do you worry at all about the money you're spending?
Well, to me, worrying is like rocking and rocking chair. You can do it all day long, doesn't get you anywhere. That's a book I read last night. Self Matters.
Yeah. You bought a good book. You've got cars, you've got boats. You bought a Hummer over the phone because the dealership said it was on MTV Cribs.
Yes.
That's just all you need to hear, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
You say you won't haggle with jewelers because it makes you look like you don't have money. That's what your sister says.
That's what happened. He says if he haggles on the price, that it makes it look like he can't afford whatever item it is.
You got to ask. You can't afford it.
You know, we got a saying for people like you in Texas. It's called all hat and no cattle. You ever heard that? Oh, boy, the big hat over there, he ain't got any cattle. He's just got a big hat.
But he looks good.
Yeah, but he looks, that's all that matters, right?
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
you spend more money on your cars than your house because you say you can't drive your house.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, come on. Does that make sense to you?
Actually, yeah, it does to me.
Why?
Well, I like driving around, you know, feeling, you know, looking good, feeling good. When I'm at home, it's just about me and my wife. I really don't have to show off to anyone else.
I mean, what's the payoff for you? You strut all this stuff around, and you like to pull up in the Corvette, you like to pull up in the Hummer, you like to slide up to the dock in the boat, all of that stuff. What is it? What do you get out of that? What's your payoff?
I guess it's like a fake facade, you know. Hey, look at me, I look good, I'm successful.
Where's your wife today?
Well, she didn't want to come on the show because her beauty is just too overwhelming for the camera.
Is that it, or is it
true.
that she was too embarrassed at your spending habits, so she didn't want to be here?
That could be it also.
Yeah, that could be it also. But you brag about everything, right? What'd you do? Didn't you say as soon as he found out he was coming on the show, where'd he go?
He got his hair done and went tanning, and it didn't surprise me at all.
Went tanning and got your hair done.
This is like coming to the Super Bowl for an average person. You know, this is awesome.
You were even bragging to people on the airplane about coming, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's a woman here in the audience named Cheryl. Adam met her on the plane. I mean, he didn't even know her. He's just leaning up through the seat saying, hey, I'm going on the Dr. Phil show. She says he bragged to get the entire flight about being on TV, which is the only reason you're here, right?
Yes.
I mean, what was he talking about? What was he doing?
Told all of us in the area that he was on Dr. Phil and so excited to be here and proud, and had the flight attendants in the aisle talking with him about it.
So he was like leaning up through the seats?
Absolutely.
Do you think this works? Do you think it impresses people? When
Some,
you like roll up in that Hummer?
Probably the people that you don't want to be associated with, you know? Like, yeah, oh, I'm going to hang out with Adam because he has money or because I can use him for something.
Yeah.
You know? But it makes me, at the end of the day, it makes me feel good that hey, I've achieved this. This is mine, you know?
And that's the concern that the family has, is that he feels like his success is dependent on what he has.
But you know what? I think, and I've heard women talk about this, what people think when somebody comes up and says, hey, I got a Rolex watch on, I got a Porsche out in the parking lot, I got a good bowl of the lake, you know, what do you think of me? They say, I think you got a lot of bills, is what I think.
Yeah.
That's exactly what, I mean, do you think people don't see through that?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, well, all right. You're going to meet Adam's mother and another sister. They're here as well. We're going to find out why they wanted to be here so badly that they just said, we'll buy our own ticket and come. You don't even need to want us. We're coming.
Adam and I went to a jewelry store to purchase a gift for his wife.
I've spent $20,000 on jewelry.
I told him you should haggle with the vendor. He said, I don't want to look like I couldn't afford the sticker price. So he paid the sticker price.
I have a distinct taste for nice things. It could be worse. I could have no taste at all. I was always into my appearance. One pair of designer jeans are better than a week's worth of Levi's.
Another example of how image is really everything.
Well, today we're talking to people who are highly annoyed with their overly spoiled family member. Now, Katie says that her older brother has excessive spending habits. Adam says it's okay that he's nearly, get this, $200,000 in debt because he's just living the American dream. How does that sound when you hear it?
It doesn't sound good when you bring up the numbers, but it's fun. It's fun driving around, having a good time. If you can afford it, why not?
You can't.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it every day.
You're
Every
not.
day I'm doing it.
You're getting so far underwater. I did the math. Your car payments are 68% of your income.
No.
Oh. What'd you pay for that camper?
40.
40 grand? How many times you been camping?
Twice.
That's 20 grand a night.
I know.
All right. Katie and Adam's mom, Lisa, and her younger sister, Liz, are here today. What do you think about all this?
Well, we're definitely concerned.
Does it bother you that it bothers them?
No. It doesn't.
That's the problem. He calls us and asks our opinion about should I purchase a new vet before he bought the vet. And our response was, no, you shouldn't. And he went out and bought it anyway. So I say to him, if you're going to ask our opinion and go do it anyways, why do you even ask our opinion?
Why do you ask?
Hopefully one time they'll say, hey, you're doing really good. Hey, I'm proud that you can afford these things. You know, hopefully one time that'll happen. You know, it's better than me, you know, living on the street in a cardboard box. You know, I'm making my payments. I'm going to work. I work every day, you know.
Who are you really, though? If you take away all the toys, you take away the Hummer, the Corvette, the camper, I mean, all of the tan, the hairdo.
I'm just a guy who likes to work hard and likes to have nice things.
Yeah. Because it's image, right? You said these are what the celebs drive. That was your word.
Right.
You said this is what the celebs drive. This was on MTV Cribs. Celebrities drive this car. I've seen it. Man.
You know, honestly, I didn't know till last night. I read your book, and I think it's about routines. I'm trying to break a routine. You know, every day you go to work, punch the clock, do your thing at work, punch back out, turn your brain back on. Okay, now I'm walking to my Hummer. Hey, this is working out. You know, and then I get a new vehicle. I'm breaking up the routine.
Well, I know the guy that wrote that book, and I don't think that's what he meant. I don't think that's at all what he meant. I don't think that's even close. But I'm saying, do you really think people think more of you because of that? And why do you care so much what people think?
I don't really care that much what people think. It's kind of how I perceive myself.
Okay, but all right, I'm with you.
Okay.
Why do you need that Hummer to perceive yourself as okay?
I don't necessarily need that Hummer. It's just I like to have nice things to show that working hard is getting me somewhere.
You were on the boat. You were on the lake in a boat for $7,000. You saw somebody with a cooler boat. You took that one back and bought a $30,000 boat because you saw somebody with a cooler boat than yours.
Yeah.
So don't tell me you don't care what other people think about you, and you don't need that to perceive yourself as cool.
Yeah. Everybody wants to look good, Dr. Phil. Everybody. Everybody wants to look good and have nice things. You know, when you're out on a date with a new girl or with your wife or with somebody and you pull up in your nice car, you know, it makes you feel good.
I like to open the garage door and look out there at a car that I own. Okay? Because listen, you are talking to the wrong guy. I have never, ever, one day in my life had a car payment. Not one day in my life had a car payment. Because what made me feel good was knowing, okay, that is the car that I had in college. I will admit that. It's not a great car, but I owned that baby. I had no payments. I'd come in and fill her up with 40 weight, and off I'd go. It took more oil than gas, but it got me there, and I owned it. But, I mean, seriously, I felt better about myself knowing that I owned what I had. I didn't owe anybody a dime. And I waited until I could afford it until I bought it. I'm serious. I've never had a car payment, not when I was 16, 20, 30, 40. I've never had a car payment because I refused to go into debt for something that I couldn't afford. I just didn't do it. Right. People say, well, yeah, you can do that because you made a lot of money. No, I paid like $165 for that car.
You got robbed.
Yeah.
Well, he owns one of his vehicles that gives him a license to go purchase something else.
Oh, of course, that's just...
I have one that is paid off already.
It's just burning a hole in your pocket.
It did. That's why I had to go and buy the vet. Everybody's getting...
He could own all of these things that he purchases. The problem is he doesn't keep anything long enough to own it. He could own a Hummer and a couple of them, but they turn over so quickly.
Would you ever wonder that you're going to get to a point where you look back and say, you know what? I wish I had that money I wasted.
Yeah, I do. But I'm having fun. Work hard, having fun.
But you got to have some balance between fun and reality, right?
Right.
I mean, because it doesn't define you. And honestly, when you walk away, you go to a salesman and pay list for a car. They go back in the office and say, can you believe this guy? He just walked in and bought it. No. He did? Yeah, what an idiot.
I told him that's exactly what happened when he purchased the jewelry for sticker price. I said, the guy's going back, they're laughing at the fact that you're paying actually what the sticker says.
I mean, at least be smart. If you're going to be caught in a ascendancy and define yourself by things, at least buy them smart.
Well, honestly, the vehicles, I'm getting good at wheeling and dealing. I've gotten robbed a couple times.
Yeah, you ought to be good.
After that, you learn.
When the dealership calls him up and says, I have a new Hummer that I think you're going to love, and he buys it sight unseen, how is he getting a good deal?
Yeah, come on.
They're not going to lose money.
All I want you to do is just think about the fact that those things do not define you, and people might be laughing behind your back, particularly after today.
I know.
I mean, really, don't be that shallow. I mean, you seem like a really nice guy. You're bright and industrious. I mean, don't define yourself with that stuff. Just think about it, okay?
Okay.
All right, coming up next, you're going to meet a mother who says her sister has turned her daughter into a shopaholic, and she is only 4 years old. Is this where she's headed? It all started when Auntie Gina bought the girl a leather skirt when she was just 6 months old. We're going to talk to them and them when we come back.
Cassandra is jealous because I can buy the things for Dawson that she can't.
It's gonna have to stop really soon because she's creating a monster.
Who bought you these?
Yeah.
You need some more stuff?
Yes.
I still do not think that it's good for her to get everything that she wants.
Well, today we're asking the question, how much money is too much money to spend on your family members or yourself? I mean, you don't define yourself with things, but some people try to. Now, Cassandra says that her older sister, Gina, has spent thousands of dollars spoiling Cassandra's 4-year-old daughter, Dawson. And now, Dawson only wants to shop. Gina says she sees nothing wrong with spoiling her niece because it's her money and she'll do what she wants to with it.
My older sister, Gina, is a shopaholic, and she is turning my 4-year-old daughter, Dawson, into a shopaholic as well.
You like to go shopping with me? I don't think anything will stop me from spoiling Dawson.
It's gonna have to stop really soon because she's creating a monster.
Who bought you this dress?
You.
Who bought you your bathing suit?
You.
Who bought you these?
You.
You need some more stuff?
Yes.
Dawson has so many things in her closet, brand new clothes that still have tags that her Auntie Gina bought for her. Clothes that she cannot wear until she's about 6 or 7 years old. My sister will not stop buying for her. More clothes. Voila. They are packed to capacity. When she was first born, Gina felt that she needed to go out and buy Dawson her take me home outfit. This is a genuine leather skirt that her Auntie Gina bought for her when she was 6 months old.
Cassandra is jealous because I can buy the things for Dawson that she can't.
Even if I did have the time or the money, I still do not think that it's good for her to get everything that she wants.
When I spoil Dawson, it's a problem for her mother, not for me.
You wanna come with Mommy?
Or you wanna go with Auntie Gina?
Auntie Gina.
Where do you wanna go?
Shopping.
So what's your goal here, Auntie Gina?
I don't know if I have a goal. It's just Dawson, and we go shopping, and she loves it. We love it.
Yeah, are you concerned at all that she is getting spoiled and has an expectation that what she wants she gets?
Nope, because when we finish shopping, I take her home to Cassandra. So that's Cassandra's, she has to handle that.
Every time she drops it off.
Okay, now, let me turn to you then. Having just said that, what in the world are you doing allowing her to do that with your child?
Well, I don't want to stop her from seeing her because Dawson is already attached to her Auntie Gina.
But that's not your problem. If she won't follow your rules and guidelines, this is a blatant alienation of affection. This is a competition between you two, and you gloat over being able to do what she can't, do you not?
Well, no, I don't.
No, you do. You said you did, and I can read it back to you because I have it in quotes.
Okay.
I mean, can we be honest? Don't tell me one thing before we get up here and tell me something else now.
Competition, I don't consider it as being a competition. It's I can do it and she can't.
It's not so much of a competition between her and me.
I can do it and she can't.
Yes. I have the time, I have the money, and then I have Dawson.
But you don't have sensitivity.
Toward Cassandra? Or
Yeah.
No, I don't have any sensitivity toward Cassandra.
You see? That's the thing.
No, I see. Do you see?
Yes, I do.
You just said, oh, it's not really a competition.
It's not a competition between her and me. It's because she is Dawson's aunt. So she is allowed to have that relationship with her as her aunt and Dawson being her niece. But there are boundaries that you just can't cross that she's doing.
That's right. She has, that relationship is a privilege. It's not a right. And any member of the family, particularly extended family, friends, neighbors, whoever, if they're not being consistent with your goals, your compass on what you want your daughter exposed to, then they have to fall in line with that or take a step back, right?
Yes and no. She's a great aunt. I don't want to take away from what she has done for Dawson. It's just extreme now. See, Dawson's 4, so this has been going on since she's been born. You saw the leather skirt, 6 months old.
Yeah.
And then it just progressively got worse.
It was a bargain.
It's not a bargain.
But see, she's told you since she got here she has a complete and utter disregard for the sensitivity to you. So she said, I don't care whether she likes it or not. And you know that she's spoiling your daughter, right? You know that she's corrupting her.
Oh, yes, I know that.
And it's your job to protect your daughter.
I do protect, but at the same time, there still has to be a relationship because she is Dawson's aunt. It just can't go too far.
Okay. Is this mic working? Coming up, Cassandra says that the spoiling is so extreme that now her daughter only wants to spend time with her Auntie Gina. So we're going to talk about how healthy that is or not when we come back.
Dawson wants to spend more time with me than her mother because we have more fun.
Dawson, you gonna stay with Mommy today?
No.
Gina has a co-worker who thought I was Dawson's aunt and that Gina was Dawson's mother.
I don't correct them. It just makes me smile.
Well, today family members are asking me, when does showering someone with gifts become a problem? If you ask Cassandra, she'll say it became a big problem for her when her sister Gina started spoiling her daughter Dawson the day she was born. She's now 4 and would rather spend time with her Auntie Gina. Gina says she only spoils Dawson because she's always wanted a little girl of her own.
If you ask Dawson who would she rather be with, she will answer her Auntie Gina. Dawson, you gonna stay with Mommy today?
No. Going with Auntie Gina.
Dawson wants to spend more time with me than her mother because we have more fun.
Gina does not spoil my other 2 children. This is strictly about Dawson. At Dawson's gymnastics recital, Gina presented her with flowers. She said, "That's my little girl. I was not going to let her be seen without any flowers." Gina has a co-worker who told me that she thought I was Dawson's aunt and that Gina was Dawson's mother.
When I'm out with Dawson shopping and people think that she's my daughter and they say how beautiful she is, it just makes me smile. I don't correct them. I just take the compliment.
Because this isn't a competition.
Okay, Dr. Phil, maybe it is getting out of hand.
She said, quote, "It's my money. We'll do what I want with it. It is not my problem how spoiling affects you. I'm her older sister. She should listen to me and let me do what I want to do."
So Gina is in a position as an older sister, but that has nothing to do with my child. And as the aunt, Dawson's, again, very attached to Gina, but at the same time, Dr. Phil, which is why we're here, is because I want you, and I was hoping that you could help us to find that happy medium where everyone is happy.
I'm trying. I'm giving it the old college try. What about the other two children? Do you think that it creates a problem for them when you come in and shower her with attention and time and gifts and all of that, and they're just standing there like ragamuffins?
Well, Cassandra has never said anything to me about the other two kids.
I'm saying something to you now. I'm asking you that. Are you at all sensitive to the impact it might have on them?
Haven't thought about it.
Well, think about it now. I mean, you're in there putting all this attention on them, and they're just standing there.
Watching all the gifts, huh?
Yeah. I mean, do you think that would hurt their feelings? Or they would say, what's wrong with me? How come Auntie Gina doesn't like me? Why doesn't she want to spend time with me? Why didn't she bring me gifts? Why doesn't she come to my functions, my events? Do you think it hurts their feelings? Let me tell you it does.
And it could, yes.
It could, it does.
My son has said, he always asks, he'll say, Mommy, is Dawson going with Auntie Gina? Well, can I just go just to get out of the house? He says, I don't have to do the girl stuff. Can I just go with them just to get out of the house? And she says, Isaiah, we're going to be shopping. You don't want to shop, do you?
He's 11 years old, so he wouldn't want to go to the mall with us.
Apparently he does. He's asking his mother if he can go. He's wanting to be, I mean, I think that's cruel.
Okay, so maybe I'll try it one time.
I think it's insensitive. And I think it is your job. I think it is your job as a mother to say, look, you're not going to hurt my children's feelings. You're going to treat them all the same. I mean, you have a relationship with Dawson, that's fine, but you're not going to hurt my children's feelings. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm not going to allow you to pervert her and make her think everything's just about being materialistic. That's your job as a mother. And she said, I don't care what you think. That means she disrespects you as a mother. And you've got to stand up and say, you will not do that. I don't care if she's your big sister. You got to. You're not her little sister. You are your children's mother, and that's where your loyalties lie. And that's the new role. And you got to stand up. Well, come on, you are an intelligent woman. You know what I'm saying is true.
But shouldn't she be happy?
What?
That's less she has to do. Shouldn't she be happy? That's less she has to do for Dawson.
She can be happy if you are doing it consistent with her values. You are treating the children with equality. You're contributing to the situation. But let me tell you, indulgence can get to the point that it becomes a contamination, not a contribution. And that has crossed the line. Okay? So you need to stand up and assert your role as the mother.
Okay, yes. Can I spread it amongst the three of them then?
That's her decision, to the extent that it does not cause them to become a way you don't want them to become.
Right.
And you don't do it in a way that, you don't do it as a way that highlights her financial limitations. If you were really doing it for the children, you could say, here, Cassandra, give this to the kids. It's not about me, it's about them having something I want them to have. But you don't do that. You make sure they know it's from you. You make sure they know it's from you, which tells me it's about you as much as it is about the kids. So y'all think about this. All right, coming up, you'll never guess who my next guest spends all of her money on. This spoiling made her ex-roommate so sick he had to move out. We'll be back.
Pieboy gets his teeth brushed twice a day, and he gets a massage every night. I buy him designer doggy clothes. I know he's a boy, but you know what? He likes pink. Oh, well. Let me have you? He loves going to drive-thru. I have to chew his food for him.
Well, today we're talking about extreme spoiling, and when spending tons of money and paying too much attention to someone or something can become a problem. Now, Pam says she sees nothing wrong with spoiling her Chihuahua, Pieboy. She admits that she spent at least $10,000 on him, has never let his paws touch the ground, and will give him her bed while she sleeps on the floor if he feels the need to stretch out. It's come to this. It's me and Pie Boy
Against
on
the
the
world.
Dr. Phil show. Her ex-roommate David lived with Pam and Pie Boy for 6 years, but finally moved out because he says Pam's obsession with her dog is out of control.
My big fat spoiled family member is my dog Pie Boy. There's my baby. This boy's feet never touch the ground. My ex-roommate David moved out of the apartment because of the Pie Boy.
I've tried many times to warm up to Pie Boy. Pie Boy hates me. Every time I come near Pie Boy, he growls.
How can anybody resist this?
If you looked in a dictionary and saw the word spoiled, Pie Boy's picture would be right next to it.
I buy Pie Boy clothing, toys, anything that he wants. Money is not an object. Over the past 5 years, I've spent about $10,000. Only the best for him. Let's go try some clothes on, okay? I buy him designer doggy clothes. This is actually one of his favorite outfits. No, he's a boy, but you know what? He likes pink. Oh, well. Pink is his color, don't you think? He is the king of this place. Pie Boy has his own bed over here. But there are times when Pie Boy wants to spread out. And when that happens, then I sleep down here on the floor and he spreads out. Pie Boy gets his teeth brushed twice a day and he gets a massage every night. We watch TV together, but I don't let him watch anything violent. I'll cover his eyes, I'll cover his ears, anything that might give him nightmares from all the bad, mean things in the world. All right, I don't usually say that word in front of him. May I have you? He loves going to drive-thru. And he always gets the same thing. Usually he gets a plain hamburger. I have to chew his food for him.
What Pam does with the dog biscuits is absolutely disgusting. She chews the dog biscuits because she's afraid that Pie Boy might choke on them.
Chew carefully now. It's my right to love, to shower my affection, my attention, and my money on anything or anyone I want. I'm damn sick of people complaining about me spoiling him. Dr. Phil, I can't wait for you to meet Pie Boy. When you look into his beautiful brown eyes, you're gonna fall in love with him just the way I am.
Okay. We say there, pup. So you're serious.
Oh, absolutely.
You said you wanted to bring Pie Boy to the show today, and you bought him an outfit for the show?
Well, I bought him a few outfits for the show. And this is the one he chose that he wanted to wear on.
Yeah. What do we got going on over here? Have you not taken him to the dentist?
No, I did. I took him to the dentist. Here's the thing. I won't take him to a dentist that'll put him out to clean his teeth.
Yeah.
So I went to a special dentist that wouldn't put him out. I brought him in there. He wanted to put braces on him. And I couldn't see putting braces on my sweet little baby.
No, that would be ridiculous.
So many kids have such a hard time with the braces and the food getting stuck. I didn't want that to happen to him.
You don't want to be ridiculous.
No, of course not. And I also didn't want to put him through the trouble of getting, the food stuck in his teeth.
Oh, no, that would be terrible. And you brush his teeth, right?
Twice a day, of course.
Twice a day.
Oh, he's smiling. I think he likes you.
Yeah. And you cover his ears if there's something violent on television?
No. We don't watch anything violent on television. We don't watch violent news. We don't watch anything violent. But
we, being you and
Pie Boy.
Because you think he's smart enough to know?
Well, of course. I don't want him to think this is a bad world that he's growing up in. I want him to think he's growing up in a nice...
He's a dog.
He's my son.
He's a dog.
He's my son.
He's a dog. You think he's smart enough to know what's on television?
Absolutely, of course.
If this dog laid on his back and peed in his own face, he wouldn't know where it was coming from.
And your point is? When your little Jordan was a baby, and Robin, wherever she is out here, someplace, was changing diapers, and you had a boy, you're not going to tell me that you didn't have any little mishaps? That didn't make him any less of your son.
What?
I'm saying when your little Jordan was a baby, and Robin had him on the changing table, changing his diaper, and boys pee up. You're not going to tell me that he didn't have any little mishaps?
I changed all the diapers.
Oh, fine. Then you're not going to tell me that he didn't. No, he didn't. No.
I changed a diaper one time.
Never.
All right, coming up, Pam has another dog, Lizzie, who she calls Pie Boy's pet.
He wanted a dog. I gave him mine.
Why doesn't she spoil her other dog, too? We're going to ask her that when we come back.
Pie Boy goes to the restaurants. He orders off the children's menu.
One time, people sitting nearby us, they complained, and in return, we were forced to leave the restaurant.
He is cleaner than any child and half the adults that go and eat off of the plates in the restaurants. Lizzie is my other dog, and she's Pie Boy's pet dog.
Lizzie definitely takes backseat to Pie Boy.
I don't spoil Lizzie. But she is a dog, and I treat her like a dog. I've never seen anything more beautiful than you. This, my baby. No.
Well, Pam says there's nothing wrong with how much she spoils her dog, Pie Boy, but her ex-roommate, David, says it's a big problem because Pam would choose her dog over her own mother.
Of course. Of course I would. My own mother isn't giving me daily love and unconditional affirmation. My mother has her life. I have my life. This is my life.
You lived with this for 6 years?
Yes, I did.
And what finally pushed you over the edge? Was it her chewing up the dog biscuit and spitting it in the dog's mouth?
You know, I think the fact that I wasn't allowed to bring any medicine, aspirin, Tylenol into the house because she was afraid I would drop it and Pie Boy might eat it. I couldn't bring chicken into the house because she said the bones might be eaten by Pie Boy. You
never put him down. How's he going to get a chicken?
No. He walks around the apartment. His feet has never touched the ground outside. Feel these paws. Feel these hands. They have never touched the ground outside.
These are paws. These are hands. These are paws.
Excuse me. I'm hands. Paws, hands, whatever. All right, 5 feet. We all have feet.
Okay. Why do you not spoil your other dog?
My other dog is my dog.
And this is your
son. This is my son.
Have you ever been evaluated mentally? I mean,
yeah, I have. And the point is?
See, here's the thing. I got a dog. I mean, we love our dog. Our dog goes with me everywhere. He travels with me.
That's a dog, yeah.
That's Maggie. And she's been all over the world, well-traveled pup. But she's a dog.
Yes, Lizzie's a dog.
But you think she is a lower on the food chain than Pie Boy?
Pie Boy's my son. This is my child.
Yeah.
I didn't give birth to any children. This is my child.
There's the pup sleeping in the office. He comes with me every day. Now, do you think this gets in the way of other relationships?
Do I think or do I care?
Do you think?
Yes, it absolutely does.
Your current roommate's saying she wants to leave. See, here's the thing, and it may not matter to you at this point, but this is a really safe relationship. When people get over-invested in animals, and I love animals. I mean, people know I'm a huge animal advocate. I'm a huge animal advocate. And I love them as well. But when people get over-invested in them, it's usually because it's easy. You know, there's no demand. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be interactive. You just have to be. As long as you feed them, they'll follow you anywhere, right?
No. Interactive. We're interactive.
But you don't think that it's keeping you from having a human adult relationship that might bring you rewards?
No, absolutely not. This relationship is unconditional love. It brings me more rewards than any human being could ever bring me. This is someone and something that loves me no matter what I do, no matter what I am, no matter what.
That's right.
And it is an investment.
That's right. And you could have that and a human relationship.
But the human relationship would interfere with my relationship with him.
I think you should stick with it.
I think you're right, Dr.
I
Phil.
do. I think it works for you.
It does. It does work for us.
And I think it wouldn't matter what I said.
Pretty much true.
All right, we'll be right back. Well, we're talking about excess, overindulgence, and being spoiled. After chatting with Pam and Pie Boy, I take back half of what I said to you. Just half.
Yeah.
Just half. The part about defining yourself with things, that sticks. The part about having some balance and some fun, I mean, that's great. But, I mean, don't wind up where you're bankrupt and in serious trouble at some point. I mean, come on. You gotta,
I hear you.
Think about that. Do some planning, because it's awful nice to pull those covers up around your neck at night knowing, I don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good thing to have, too. You know, owning cash isn't a bad deal. And you're gonna be sensitive to these other two, right?
I'm gonna spread the wealth.
Yeah, and you be the mother and take care of it, and you just keep chewing up those dog biscuits and spitting them in Pie Boy's mouth.
I sure will, Dr. Phil.
If you know someone who's spoiled and you're ready to turn them in, go to drphil.com and tell us your story. Thanks to all of my guests today. So long. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Today on Dr. Phil, are you passive or aggressive?
I get frustrated with people like this.
It's all about you.
Exactly.
Who's your perfect match?
There is one thing that she really needs to do.
Take the personality quiz and find out.
We did a little hidden camera test on this audience.
And see how we turn the tables on Dr. Phil.
This expert snooped in my office, and we're going to reveal what it said about my personality. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth? Let's do it. Okay, it's always interesting to know what's going on stage before the show starts. Sometimes Anthony will bring up the party people to get us going, and it's always a certain type of person. I'm going to go out and talk about who it is. Let's see what this says about these folks. You know, I'm always paying attention to what sometimes people don't know I'm paying attention to. And today we're paying attention to people's personalities. And it's a certain kind of personality that comes up here and dances around. See, all of y'all are likely to be what we call extroverts. You think? I mean, and really 75% of the people are extroverts. They're excellent networkers. They're really assertive, and you guys would be interested to know that the majority of CEOs, the bosses, are extroverts. Politicians are extroverts. People that are leading are often extroverts. And you guys probably qualify for that category right now. Okay, go sit down for a minute. Interestingly enough, I've been paying attention to all of you guys, too. Because today, we just opened the doors and said, sit anywhere you want to sit. Now, there's a fair amount of research, actually, about this kind of thing. And I watched, okay, in the middle are often kind of shy people. They just kind of get where they can blend, right? You don't want to be in front, you don't want to be in back. Those of you close to the exit have seen the show before. Get out of here. Really, people are often in a rush. They go in with the mindset, what's the quickest way out of here when this is over? And then the front, you got extroverts. People that want to get up front so they can see everything, maybe get involved. Personality's interesting, don't you think? Everybody has a different personality. I mean, we're all unique in some way. And one of the things that I want to clear up while I'm talking about it is I do not have a personality test on the internet. Not on Facebook, not anywhere. So if you see that, it's a fake. However, today, we are paying attention to your personality. So all of you at home, you can go to drphil.com right now. There's a 10-question personality test there that you can take as we're doing the show. And we're actually going to score it for you right there so you can see how you kind of stack up on stuff. Now, we have an expert on the show today that's an expert on stuff. Because your stuff says a whole lot about you. This expert snooped in my office yesterday with a camera, and we're going to reveal what it said about my personality a little later. There's a tape that I want you to see of an individual that has one personality most of the time and then changes personality when he gets behind the wheel of a car.
My horn is my godsend. I just want them out of my way. And if they don't, I take my spray like that and I spray them. And it sounds stupid, but it's, you know, look at him, he's got wipers on. I get frustrated with people like this.
How fast are we going now?
80, and then we're gonna spray him. That's me telling him to get over. And some people are just clueless. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, this guy's my nemesis. He's the one I need to catch.
Here we go.
I'm aggravated right now with this guy. I don't care about the cops. I don't care about nothing except catching this fool. And I spray him. Oh, Lord. I just heard a ding, and I've already got the low wash on. You know, it's very sad, but it's a good sense of satisfaction. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, are you curious why you're that way and other people aren't?
Oh, yeah, that's why.
So you even, this isn't something that you just do reactively. You actually premeditate being pissed off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you say, I'm going to get in my car, and I'm going to, you're loaded for bear with your squirters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't live in Texas, do you?
No, sir.
I'm from Texas. You don't want to be squirting people in Texas. Because you know that it's estimated that a third of all crashes are associated with road rage? And 2/3 of deaths involved with crashes, those crashes are involved with road rage. Somebody gets crazy and starts jerking their wheel around and that sort of thing. How is he the rest of the time?
He's perfectly fine, very calm.
Very calm?
Yeah.
So you transform.
Oh, I switch. Yeah, I consider myself a gentleman, open the door for my wife all the time and take care of people and do the right thing for people, but I get behind the wheel and I'm a different man. I'm for real.
Really only if he has somewhere he has to be.
Yeah.
How are you in the grocery store line?
Oh, I love going shopping. I'm good, aren't I? Food, you know, I like food. I'm going shopping.
So if you've got somebody up there that can't find their checkbook or they're on the phone or they're messing around, you don't...
The only time, Dr. Phil, is if I'm hungry when we go to the grocery store. Then I'm like, hurry up so we can get home and I can eat.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm good.
But you don't pull out your pocket squirter and get him or anything like that?
No.
Because, you know, here's the deal. You have to deal with them personally then.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, is it true that you go through 3 gallons of washer fluid a week?
Minimum. I don't even buy washer fluid anymore. I just filled up the hose.
Really?
Seriously.
Each week?
Yeah.
3 gallons
Can I take those with me? I could probably use them.
Yeah. I bet you guys don't go through a gallon of this a year. And you go through 3 gallons a week?
Easy.
So
I go through a gallon a day sometimes.
Do you ever get upset if you run out?
Oh, I'm pissed. I really do get mad. I'm like, damn, I'm out now.
A long commute.
But it's an interesting personality quirk, don't you think, that this is the one place that he does this? And I found a common denominator among the people that I've talked to about road rage, and they all seem to have the attitude that the universe revolves around them. Like you have the expectation that when you get on the road, it's supposed to separate like the Red Sea. Because you are the only one with an agenda. You are the only one that needs to get anywhere. You are the only one in a hurry. And we're going to run on, and people should just know that, okay, Brian's on the road, pull over.
Pretty much.
Is that your attitude?
A lot. And I know that speed is a bad thing for me because I did get pulled over by our lovely troopers. And, you know, when he clocked me, I was going 110. But when he clocked me, I was actually going 120 before. And I didn't even realize it because I get so entrenched in get the hell out of my way that I just floor it. And then I look down and go, I better stop. And I did get rid of a vehicle. I had a Mustang GT and convertible, and I was going in 133 down the interstate one day with the top down. And I didn't even realize it until I looked down and said, this is not probably the wisest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't with him.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I understand. That's why I'm here, because I want to understand.
But do you realize that you have an unrealistic expectancy set?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do.
That you pull onto the road thinking, this is supposed to be about me. They should know Brian has arrived. We're now going to run my speeds, my agenda, my traffic pattern, and that is amazingly egocentric.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's just totally about you.
Oh, I totally understand. The thing I get frustrated with, and I allow myself to get frustrated with, is when I see people texting, eating, driving with one knee, and I take that personally for some reason.
Because that's dangerous.
But I don't see
Unlike
what I'm
driving
doing
133,
exactly. Yeah.
which...
Yeah, exactly.
Which is much safer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily agree. I'm just sharing with you, this is my experience.
Okay, so you have one set of standards to which you measure yourself and another set to which you measure everybody else. Again, it's all about you.
Exactly.
It's okay if you do something stupid on the highway. It's not okay if they do something stupid.
Well, it's not okay, but I don't judge myself.
Did you squirt yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't squirt myself. Yeah.
You should dump this on your head next time you go 133.
Yeah.
You get my point.
Yes, sir.
If you want to change this, you got to do a couple of things. One, you have to adjust your expectancy set. I mean, come on. I live in L.A.
Oh, I could.
This is, you would be a serial killer.
I'd be dead. Yeah. One day.
I'm telling you, you've got to adjust your expectancy set. All right? Now, we're going to be talking more about personality as we go along. And the test that has become an online phenomenon, you're going to see what that is in a few minutes. You're going to find out if it's real or if it's kind of controversial as well, right after the break.
Monday on Dr. Phil.
When Noah throws a tantrum, I feel like a failure of a mom.
What do you do if you have a child that acts like a brat?
Whether you have one holy terror or triplets.
Get up in that bed! Hush!
Why are you yelling all the time?
I don't think I yell all the time.
We have a lot of tape.
They're saying the blessing. Bow your head.
You can brat-proof your child.
You want to know the #1 thing you're doing to sabotage this child's future?
That's Monday.
Okay, I want you to look at this dancer spinning. Now, some of you may have seen this before. Concentrate and ask yourself, is she spinning clockwise or is she spinning counterclockwise? And it makes a difference, according to this test, in terms of how you see this. And how many of you see it spinning clockwise? Okay. How many of you see it spinning counterclockwise? You know, interestingly, that's close to 50-50. Now, I believe the theory here is that if it is spinning counterclockwise, you are left brain dominant. And that means that you're logical, you're analytical, you're objective, you see things in parts instead of the whole. And if you're right-brained, it's spinning clockwise. And that means you're kind of a random thinker. You're not as linear. You deal with intuition instead of just straight analyticals. You tend to look at the whole instead of breaking it down into the parts, and you're highly subjective. Now, this has become an internet phenomenon, and while it's wildly popular, there are real questions whether or not it really means anything. But it does make you think, and it is interesting that different people see it in different ways. Now, Dr. Gosling is a professor of psychology at the University of Texas. Hook 'em horns, that's my boy, okay? University of Texas at Austin. Come on up and join us if you would. Sam, good to see you, man. Have a seat. Thank you. Now, you have written a book called Snoop. Tell us what Snoop's all about.
Well, Snoop is looking at how we can express ourselves both deliberately and unconsciously in the spaces around us, and in turn, how you can look at spaces around people and figure out what they're like. Some of it they want to tell you, which is and they're being authentic when they do that, but some of the things they tell you accidentally, just by the way they leave their objects on their desk and organize their books and so on.
Okay. Did I tell you some things accidentally when you went through my space?
You did, and yeah, and you also said some things, I think, you know, authentic expressions, conscious authentic expressions about what's valuable to you.
We'll get to that later. I think that if you track the literature in psychology, there have been so many things written over the years about personality traits and characteristics. But it seems like there is a real consensus that there are kind of 5 big factors that describe personality right now. And that's what the test is that we put on the internet that gives you some insight into that. I'm not saying that it's perfect. Those 5 characteristics are openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Tell us what openness means.
Well, openness is really a good test. I mean, maybe people here could answer. Imagine that you go into a restaurant, and are you the type of person when you get the menu who points to the thing that you've never seen and say, I'll have that whatever it is? Or are you the sort of person who says, actually, I don't even need to open the menu, I'll have the spaghetti, I like what I know what I like, bring me the spaghetti.
Yeah, but what if you order something you never had and it's got snails in it or something? Then you'd be in real... So I wouldn't be open if I wasn't willing to do that.
That's right.
That's one of the dimensions.
Some people don't care, right.
All right, conscientiousness. What are you talking about there?
So conscientiousness is more about people who think before they act, they plan. Are you the sort of person who only replaces the toilet roll when it runs out? Or do you get some beforehand? So
planning ahead. Now, we met some extroverts up here, and most everybody knows what extroversion means. I mean, is there anything that's more subtle other than just the outgoing, engaging aspect?
Well, these people tend to be more dominant, they tend to be more active, and they really get energized by people. So everyone, many people can come to a party, but it's, afterwards you can really tell between the introverts and the extroverts, because the introverts need to go sit down and be alone for a bit to decompress, whereas the extroverts are energized by it.
Okay, and agreeableness is kind of like Mr. Rogers versus Simon Cowell.
Exactly.
It's just how agreeable are you, and you tend to seek some point of harmony, right?
Yeah, it's really are people warm, sympathetic versus people who are going to tell it to you bluntly, and they're not going to try and hide your feelings. There's more, they're going to be direct with you.
All right, neuroticism has to do with stability, stress, worry. I mean, is this a bad thing if you're high on neuroticism?
Well, it depends what kind of a world you live in. If you're in a world full of threats, then it's good to be very alert to threats. If you're in a safe world, which most of us now, then you can get very anxious and worrying about things that aren't actually threats to you.
Okay, now some of these things that you use to kind of demonstrate this, you have a stamp demonstration. Tell me about this.
All right, well, the answer is, so who here carries spare stamps in your wallet or your bag or something like that? Raise your hand high, be proud if you carry spare stamps.
Really?
Okay, look around.
Okay, stand up. If you're a stamp carrier, really, stand up. If you're a stamp carrier.
Okay.
Really? You carry a stamp with you? This is fascinating to me. You have a whole page of them. You have 2 sets of stamps here. Did you know there would be people out here with stamps?
There usually are, but yeah.
Okay, what is this? What's your name?
Marnie.
Marnie?
Marnie.
Okay, would you say then that she is conscientious?
She would be high on conscientious, but it goes beyond that. So what's really interesting about that is not only the people who carry stamps, but reactions like yours of the people who don't. And what's... and why it's interesting...
Who does he think he's talking to? No, what do you mean?
Well, what it shows you is that personality is not only what we do, like carry stamps, but it's also how we perceive the world. And I always have this effect, is the people who do carry stamps can't believe the people who don't. They think, well, what happens when you need to mail a letter? They're kind of like...
Do you consider yourself a conscientious person?
Uh-huh.
So are you kind of planful?
Sometimes.
Do you get supplies before you run out of other supplies?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Now, so what do you say that it says about somebody like me who can't believe that somebody would wag a stamp with them around for 5 years and it goes out of style and it's not enough money to but you still carry it around?
Well,
that does shock me.
Yeah, and they have different standards.
You're just supposed to say, oh, no, it looks fine.
Yeah, and people just have these different standards, which is why it's quite hard to fake it, because it's hard to see the world truly as somebody with a different personality sees the world.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we come back. Are personalities compatible? I mean, we hear about this a lot. I mean, is there a certain type you mesh with versus Nash with? And we're going to add a body language expert to weigh in on this because, listen, I believe that a very small percentage of our communications are verbal, and a whole lot of it is what we say with our body and our syntax and how we position ourselves. So we're going to talk about all of this. You're going to learn something today. We'll be right back.
Now, here we see he's looking at another woman. Look at that face. She is not happy. She's going, what? What are you doing?
My name is Darcy. I've been dating Craig for about 7 months. Craig's personality is different than mine in that he never seems to stress about anything.
She's just really easygoing.
Craig's a little bit more progressive than I am.
She's a little more traditional than me.
I'm a pretty ambitious person. I would like to get married someday. I wouldn't really date anyone who I didn't think was a potential candidate.
She's a pretty cool girl.
I'm hoping to learn if Craig and I are compatible.
Okay, now right now you can go to my Facebook page and you're going to find something there about Darcy and Craig, and you're going to get to vote based on what you've seen and what you're going to see as to whether or not they think you guys are short-term or this could be the long haul. So we're going to do a little focus group on you guys while we're doing this.
Sounds good.
Okay, now, Dr. Lillian Glass is here. Now, she is a body language expert, and she has looked at this couple's compatibility on a recent date. So let's take a look at this, and then we're going to talk with Dr. Glass.
When they're walking in, there's a little bit too much distance between them. And that's not a great sign, especially with a couple that's been together only 7 months. You want to see them closer together. You can see right here, she's really uncomfortable. I don't think this is a girl that likes to eat much. One of the things that is comfortable, their feet are pointed right towards each other. They really are into each other, definitely. And look at her eye contact, and look at his eye contact. They're looking right into each other's eyes. They're really connected.
I hate food.
Okay, what did I tell you? And you can tell she hates food. An angry hand says a lot.
Is the tuna good?
Now you see she's closing her mouth. Nope, I don't really want tuna. But she'll go along with it because she's agreeable. She doesn't speak up. She keeps it in. But her body language, her facial expression says it all. Now, here we see he's looking at another woman. Look at that face. She is not happy. She's going, what? What are you doing? I'm cuter. She's going to be agreeable, but she's not liking this.
How does everything taste? It's really good.
Look what just happened. This is really good, yeah. She says yes with her mouth, but her body language says no. It's horrible. She bites her lip. And when you bite your lip, that means you don't want to say a lot more.
She doesn't like this too much.
He's speaking up. He's telling it like is. She doesn't want to make waves. But that could be a problem in their relationship.
Start and stop and like, wait, no, Dad, I stuttered. I stutter.
Okay, now, the fact that she stuttered, it's kind of like she's vulnerable. And so he touched her. Kind of, that appeals to him. He finds that a turn on, as you can see. This is a great couple. They're very accommodating to one another, but there's something major that she needs to work on.
All right, now. So how'd she do in grading y'all's paper?
Pretty good.
Did you catch him checking out?
I did. Yeah.
You got busted.
Yeah, I know. I love Hutch for that.
Were you checking her out when she came in?
She was wearing a green dress.
Yeah.
You know.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Good answer. You are no dummy. That is a good answer. All right, but you thought he was checking her out.
Yeah.
And you didn't like it.
I guess not. I tried to hide it, but she caught me.
Yeah. Why would? But here, that's the point. Why'd you try to hide it?
Because I'm accommodating.
Well, Dr. Glass. Welcome, Dr. Glass, to the show. Dr. Glass has a PhD from the University of Minnesota. You work in communications and communication disorders. You said there is one thing that she really needs to do in this relationship. What is it?
Communicate. If something's bothering you, speak up. He's going to love you anyway. So just go for it.
You think she is too accommodating?
I think she's a little bit too accommodating, and she might blow up after a while. She may be so accommodating, and then one day she may just all let it out. So it's better to say what's going on. You could say it politely like you do and sweetly, but you need to speak up.
Why wouldn't you say something to him when you caught him checking that girl out? He says he wasn't, but you thought he was. We all think he was, but he said he wasn't. He was just looking at the green dress, which again is a really good answer, and you need to stick with it. But why would you choose not to say something? I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just curious. What was your thought process?
My thought process is someone just walked in, he looked. My instinct, my reaction that you see is kind of like, like she's looking at another girl. But then I kind of come to my senses thinking, you know, someone just walked in the door, he looked up, no big deal.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Be interested to see how this one turns out. All right, next, we did a little hidden camera test on this audience. You're going to find out what that was when we come back. Okay, now without telling our audience, we kind of put them to the test before the show. I mean, they were not aware of what was going on, but we all know what PDA means, public display of affection. Now, we put a couple just outside in the audience holding area, and, well, we let them get frisky. Let's see how it went. Were you surprised at people's reactions?
Yeah, a little bit. I was really surprised, and I was surprised at one of the comments, too.
What did they say?
She was really just offended, and
really?
it was interesting. I really, and I thought it was actually funny. So, and I tried to hold back the laugh, but
yeah, because you didn't want to tell them that we'd put you up to this.
Exactly.
All right, so where's Tina? This made you uncomfortable.
I think it made all of us uncomfortable, but I'm a very outspoken person. So everybody was talking about it around us.
What were they saying? What did everybody say?
Oh my gosh, look at them over there. Somebody needs to give them a room key. Somebody needs to tell them something. And finally I said, you know what, this is ridiculous.
Phil, if you saw it and it made you feel uncomfortable, raise your hand. If you saw it and it didn't make you feel uncomfortable, raise your hand. Really? Well, that's about 50-50. Now, John's our fire marshal. He's over at the podium. John, what was your reaction to this?
It wasn't offensive to me, but he definitely had the posture of affection, and I was attracted to that, and I was happy. Actually, I have to admit I was a little jealous. But, no, I thought it was nice.
Yeah, well, see, so there's another point of view, right?
Well, it's okay to kiss and hug, you know, for a little bit, but I mean to constantly grope each other, that was a little too much.
Yeah, okay, so, and we asked you to do this, so you were great sports to do it. Do you need a room now? I mean, because you're all right. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk to an extrovert-introvert couple. Now, there's a personality switch that happened after I do. So, is this bait and switch, or what happened? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Tuesday on Dr. Phil. A teen mom.
You feel like the thing to do is to keep the baby.
Abortion. That's the first thing you said was abortion.
A concerned family.
They're not capable of being parents.
I haven't done anything to them.
Well, you got the daughter pregnant.
Who should raise this baby?
If you guys want to reconnect with her, you couldn't be driving her more to him if you were chasing her with a stick.
That's Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, they've dated for over 3 years.
I want to see a ring on my fingers or goodbye.
He says he's not ready.
I've been burned. I do not want it to happen again.
Will he commit or quit?
You need to make up your mind.
You gonna marry this girl?
And a wedding shocker.
You found out you married somebody that was still married.
With an unbelievable twist.
Are you still intimate with him?
That's Wednesday.
Now, we've been talking about personality today, and there are differences in personality. On drphil.com, we have what we call the Big 5 personality quiz. You can find it there. You can take it. We'll score it for you right there. Now, Carly is an extrovert. Her husband, Aaron, is an introvert. Their personalities clash sometimes, true? Mm-hmm. Now, you guys differ on a lot of different points. And I'm going to ask Dr. Gosling to help me here. Like, for example, on agreeableness, she scored 2, and he scored 13. What does that suggest in terms of interaction pattern?
Well, the real difficult pattern is if somebody is actually low on agreeableness and at the same time likely to say things. It's kind of dangerous because you have somebody who's willing to say things directly and will say them, and then the other person who won't communicate backwards. And so it's a sort of it's the sort of classic bad combination which
yeah,
needs
well,
to be
on
addressed.
agreeableness you scored 2, and on extroversion you scored 16. And on agreeableness you scored 13, very agreeable, and on extroversion you scored 7. So you don't say a whole lot, you're not as outgoing, but you're highly agreeable. But you're not very agreeable and highly extroverted. So what do you do about this? Did he switch after you married?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Well, I don't know if it is, but you know when you're dating, you talk a lot because you don't know anything about each other. So you end up talking and sharing about your childhood and just getting to know each other. And we would do more things and see more people, and he would talk and, you know, interact better. And then, you know, then we got married and had children. And I don't know if it's just, if it's the stress of everything else that he just doesn't want to think about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you change after you got married? Were you putting your best foot forward and then you relaxed?
Yeah, I got into a comfort zone and to where I wanted to, you know, this is where I want to be. You know, this is what I've strived all my life to be. You know, I'm married, have a beautiful wife, you know, nice place, you know, beautiful children we're raising and stuff, and it's just like on autopilot, just sitting there. It's like, okay, we can just, you know, cruise through life now. We're good. I've worked hard to get where I'm at. You know, let's try to maintain that.
Yeah, well, you're honest. You know, this is kind of like a garden. You can put a lot of work into creating a garden, and you can plant it, and you can water it, and you can get it going. And then you go, wow, I got a great garden. You can go back up to the porch and sit down. But if you don't tend it, it's going to fall apart on you, right? It'll just be swallowed back up by the earth. I mean, weeds will take over, it'll dry up, it'll blow away. I mean, that'll be a real problem. You can't just say, oh, I've arrived, I've got what I want, I'm now where I want to be, so I can just go on autopilot. That, I mean, you got to know that won't work.
Yeah, no, it's slowly coming to realization that.
Yeah, well, let's speed that up. You want him to plug back in, true?
Oh, yeah, I want to. I'm also a stay-at-home mom, so it's nice to have a conversation with an adult where I can communicate and talk and laugh, you know, and...
Yeah. All right, so Dr. Glass, what do you read body language wise right now?
It's interesting because when I first saw them sit down, she was very affectionate. She leaned towards him, she put his hands on him, and he just completely ignored her. He wasn't receptive to her affection. And that's a big thing because it has to be mutual. When she touches you, you've got to touch her back. You've got to connect with her.
He's also nervous, too.
Well, see, you're very agreeable. You're very agreeable. But still, we're not picking on him or making him wrong because he's a great guy and he said you were beautiful and he loves you and wants to make this work. And that's the beautiful thing. He told Phil that he wanted to make, Dr. Phil, that he wanted to make this work. And one of the ways you can make this work is to be more affectionate to her when she touches you, when she communicates with you, when she looks at you. And that's really what we're talking about. And I think that could be a great step in the right direction.
Thank you. I got to do something, you know, try to bring something home. She likes dark chocolate, you know. Once in a while I think about it and I'll stop by the store and bring her home a dark chocolate candy bar or something and say, hey, hon, I was thinking about you today, or something like that, to just try to do something that she loves and doesn't really think that I'll remember.
Now, did you see how when you said that, all women in the audience went, oh. And it wasn't the dark chocolate, it was that I was thinking about you today, right? And so I wanted to, it doesn't take a lot. You know, here's the thing, Dr. Goslin, you don't have to be somebody you're not, right? It's just, these things are ranges, and you can move to the high end of your range and still be genuine to yourself. But that means you got to have some flexibility, though, right?
Right, and there is a strong genetic component to all of these traits, but there's still a lot of room for variance within that. You're never going to have somebody become a complete extrovert who's an introvert, but there's room to change one's actions, if not your personality.
Okay. All right, next, we're going to get to it and see what your stuff says about you. What a spy snooping around my office found out about me. We're going to talk about that next. We'll be right back.
All right, so now we're going into the inner sanctum. I'm just sort of having a general look around the space. Maybe we can even look in a drawer. Very interesting.
All right, Sam Goslin is the professor of psychology at UT Austin, and he snooped around our staff offices last night to see what he could conclude about some of the people that work here. Take a look.
So we're going into this office to have a look around.
Okay, hi.
Wow, quite a lot going on here. Extroverts love people, so we see lots of faces of people. What I like to do when I look at photos is to see which way they're facing. They could be for the benefit of you, but they could also be for the benefit of others. What we see here is an incredibly organized office. And, you may think that this doesn't seem organized, but that is one of the way people who are very, very organized maintain their levels of organization, just because they have a higher standard for organization. Got spare? Do you have a spare roll of this somewhere? Yes, you do.
How did you know that?
This is interesting because even before you get in the office, you're already learning things about the person. This is classic identity claims. This is making statements to others. You are entering a positivity zone, and indeed that's consistent with what happens when you come in. This is a inviting, comfortable, calming place. It's also very, very inviting. It's not super inviting. This looks like quite a sort of a hard-nosed place. We see the hula girl there, and so that says there's also a little bit of quirkiness. It sort of reminds me of the bad guy in the James Bond movies.
The bad guy in the James Bond movies. It's interesting, that's Rich DiMichele, who's in charge of money and budget at the show. He says no to more people about more things than anybody. So, Rich, what's up? Did he nail you?
I think he did, yes. It's, it made me very nervous. I wasn't quite sure why he was in my office, snooping around.
What did you see that said hard-nosed?
Well, there wasn't really any sort of thing that made you comfortable there. There wasn't much in the way of softness or of a lot of people, personal reminders. There was a baseball bat in one of the lying around.
Whatever's necessary.
So nothing said come and stay, right?
No, yeah.
It just basically said get out. Okay, well, Dr. Goslin checked out my office as well.
All right, so now we're going into the inner sanctum. At this point, I'm just sort of having a general look around the space. This is a very, very male office in the sense that there is a lot of evidence for accomplishment, the Distinguished Alumnus Award, presidential citation, something the occupant is proud of. We see sentimental things which may have great value, like a tennis racket and croquet set. So there's a lot of interest in athletic memorabilia. So it's not just playing them, it's an interest in sport itself. We're seeing the symbols for thoughtfulness with the chess set. Very interesting. So let's see what Dr. Phil has on the desk. There is some tea, or I'm not sure, maybe it's Dr. Pepper. It's Coke. You see there's these little dog blankets, and it's like a whole set of dog toys very meticulously placed in the dog toy basket. That there is even a dog toy basket is pretty impressive. So somebody with order, but somebody who also appreciates the companionship of a dog. So there's a lot of scholarly connections too in terms of both the sorts of the books that are here, Jane Austen, the Iliad. Maybe we can even look in a drawer. This drawer goes on forever. It's the one area where it's sort of slightly slightly less formal and it's less traditional, suggests a slight discrepancy and nothing to get worried about. Although this is a very big room, it's also a place where somebody could sort of sit and enjoy their solitude. What we see here is somebody who express introversion, but at the same time can engage very meaningfully with people, especially in a professional context.
Uh-huh. Even Robin wasn't safe. She got a little snoop, too. Let's take a look at that.
So now we're coming into Robin's dressing room. Very, very different from Dr. Phil's space. Colorful and brighter and decorated in a very feminine way. The fact that things are laid out around here, it's somebody who's sort of spontaneous. This person really does have photos of families. So these are classic emotional regulators here. This person sits at the desk and is surrounded by people she loves and who love her. Things are generally organized, but there's a few shoes scattered around. Again, this is somebody who's sort of relaxed. Look, you even see a photocopied poster put up there. So somebody who's not going to be constrained by formal rules of what you can do and can't do. It's somebody who's just doing what they feel comes to them naturally.
So how'd he do?
Perfect. Perfect. That's exactly who I am. I love to be surrounded by the people I love, by having all the photos in there, and I make a complete mess when I get dressed.
Yeah, because you're right, no rules. I mean, she just does what she wants to do. I mean, right?
It's true, though. It's true.
I mean, because I noticed in there she had there's a painting on the wall, and she had taped something onto the painting.
Right, exactly.
Who does that? Who tapes something onto a painting? She does.
Rule breaker, spontaneous rule breaker.
Yeah, spontaneous rule breaker. All right, so this is kind of silly, but we did something else. What's your dog personality? Have you ever thought about that? Go to my Facebook page and you can find out right now. When we come back, I'm going to tell you which dog personality I have. We'll be right back. But personality doesn't always have to be about disorders. That's what I want to talk about today. So you can take this quiz and find out where you come down on the big 5 things. And you can have fun with this. Like the one I'm talking about now that we're posting up is just what kind of dog you would be with your personality if you were a dog. I turned out to be a German Shepherd. I'm not sure what that means, but I turned out to be a German Shepherd. And Robin, you were what? Weren't you a Lhasa Apso?
Yes. How cute. Look. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I love
definitely.
That.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. Now, more fun personality quizzes are on drphil.com. And as I say, this doesn't have to always be serious. You can have fun, so check them out. I really want to thank Professor Sam Gosling. He is author of Snoop. And you can find that book in your bookstores, on Amazon.com, and it will tell you an awful lot about the people around you, the people you work with, and yourself, perhaps. So I really recommend it. I've read it. It is good. Dr. Lillian Glass, thank you so much for being here and telling us what to pay attention to. We say a lot other with our words, true?
Sure do. Sure do.
Yeah. All right. All of my guests, thanks so much. We have a great time here in the studio audience. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area, we would love to have you. The tickets are free. Go to drphil.com. You can click on Be in the Audience. Thanks so much for being here. So long.
Today, on an all-new Dr. Phil, will the new year bring changes for a wife who's gained over 100 pounds?
You're saying you're ashamed to take this woman out?
I don't want to be seen with her in public.
You're incredible.
A playboy faced with an ultimatum.
Usually I date 5 to 10 women at the same time.
Do you want to continue seeing me? All the other women have to go.
Are you willing to do that?
And a single woman looking for
a guy that has a Steve Harvey sense of humor.
Nobody's that good.
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth? Let's do it.
Go, Dr. Phil.
Well, Happy New Year! Well, it's 2011 and the first Monday of the new year. Now, I know it's resolution time, but not for my guest today. It's actually their loved ones who are turning them in and trying to make them make drastic changes starting right now. Now, 2011 isn't the only number that is significant today. Take a look at these. 100. That is the amount of weight that Michael says his wife Allison gained during her pregnancy. 2 is the number of weeks Natasha says she's giving her boyfriend Sean to commit to her, or she's going to kick him to the curb. We'll talk to them later. But first, 10. That is the number of years that Marcia hasn't had a date. But her daughter, Adia, is vowing to get her one in the new year instead of waiting for, as her mother says, God to deliver the perfect man right to her doorstep. Take a look.
I cannot remember when the last time I went on a date. I think that my mother's very picky when it comes to selecting guys. He would be a man of faith, funny, fit, taller, independent, have his own car. He would not be living at his mother's house. Not just any man will do. The ultimate would be a man who carries a handkerchief. I am just very impressed with a man who carries a handkerchief. My grandmother suggested that my mom go on eHarmony. He wants to date, but nothing serious. I've tried online dating, and the man that I was talking with name was Jaden. Come on, whose name is Jaden in my age group? My mother says that she wants a man, she wants to find love, but she does not want it to be a full-time job because she already has one. I am waiting for the perfect man to knock on my door and say, here I am. I usually tease my daughter and say I want him to say, here I am, the Lord sent me, but I'll go with here I am, Dr. Phil sent me.
Okay, now, do you want a man?
Yes, I do.
You do? Why?
Yes, I do. Because I'm in a perfect stage in my life. I could, we could travel. I'm not raising children. My children are raised.
Yeah.
I want a companion. I want to share my life with someone.
Okay, so you actually want someone to share with.
I do.
And you want it for the right reasons. Do you believe her?
No.
No? You were looking real skeptical over there. Why do you say no?
I don't, because she doesn't want to do what it takes to find a man. So how can you want something?
What am I supposed to do? I don't want to go out to clubs. That's not me. I don't want to look at every man, like every man in the audience, and say, is he available? Is he available?
And I think she should.
Well, let's take a minute here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Anybody strike your fancy out here? We can check them out. No, I won't ask you to do that.
I've already seen 3.
But you can't. Which 3 did you pick out?
There's a gentleman right here in the front row.
Okay,
I don't know if he's married, but you know.
Are you married?
Oh, well, no. No good.
No,
and then there's a guy right here. You married?
Where? Who? Which one?
Oh, see, he's not married, Mom.
Which one?
Right here in the leather coat, right there.
Leather coat? Stand up. Let's look you over here. All right, that's a good-looking guy here. Okay, so that's one, but you're not married? No? What's your name?
Farouk Abunga.
Farouk Abunga? Could we call you Bob? Okay. You're kind of young. How old are you?
35.
35?
He's legal. He's legal.
What do you mean he's legal?
He's legal. My mom can be a cougar. I'm okay with that.
So, could you be a cougar?
I could, but not 25.
Not 25? Not 25. Well, let's take a review of your list of requirements for a potential mate, because this seemed like a pretty steep hill to climb. Can't be younger than 55 or older than 65, so it's a pretty narrow window. Outgoing and energetic, okay. Yes. Wants to go dancing or listen to jazz. Can't have more than one ex-wife. Must have independent, grown children, if any. Christian, financially secure, must carry a handkerchief.
Well,
must be taller than her when she's wearing heels. Must be willing to move around the country with her Easy on the eyes, tall, dark, and handsome. Must open doors, must walk her to the door, but not expect to come in. This isn't a dog. Stay. Stay. Flowers, got to be spontaneous, must take charge, make plans, loyal, trustworthy, and caring. Oh, it is a dog. Okay. Does not live with his mama. He's got to have his own car and a house.
Yes.
So you don't want a flake.
Right, and I don't want an old man either.
You don't want an old man? No. Okay.
I want him to be breathing and energetic and ready to do things.
She doesn't want somebody on their deathbed.
Well, no, of course not.
I think my list is something that every woman wants.
All right. Now, Marcia's sister, Mary, has tried many times to fix her sister up. Now, she's on the phone with us to tell us how these dates went. Was she a willing participant?
She was not a willing participant. I've tried to fix her up on several dates. She usually has a lot of excuses. The couple of dates that I did fix her up on, the first one, she went to visit where he was playing. He's a musician, and I thought they would be perfect together. He fell within her age bracket. But when she got there, she assumed that he knew exactly who she was, which he didn't. She put her phone number in his tip jar, so of course he didn't realize who it was.
But no,
and
hey, I kind of like that, though. You put your phone number in his tip jar? Did you say anything that I'm the girl you were supposed to meet today?
I put a little message in there with my name and my number.
Well, see, that's got a little mystery to it. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, but now,
Dr. Phil,
yes.
She put her number in there, but she never really approached him. She assumed that he just knew exactly who she was, and when she felt that he didn't know who she was, she left. She thought he wasn't interested.
All right, now, Marcia, you're kind of old-fashioned, right? You think a guy should approach a woman?
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And that was an effort to put my name out there with my number and give it to him.
Yeah, that seems to me like reasonable. But now, you understand that if you want what you want, you got to do something to get it, right? You got to get in a target-rich environment.
And I'm here, Dr. Phil, how many guys are in this environment?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of women here.
But everywhere you go,
Bob, you've got a lot of women and Bob. All right, now, next, I sent a very good friend of mine. He's one of the funniest guys I know to give Marcia some critical dating advice right after the break.
When I retire, my plan is to move near my daughter so that I can see my grandchildren more.
I would like my mom to have her own life and find a man. I think that at 32, I'm more than capable of living in another city without my mother. Dr. Phil, I really love my mother, but I really don't want her moving around with me for the next 7 to 15 years.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I wanted to do a house call here, so I asked a really good friend of mine, who I think is one of the funniest people on the globe, Steve Harvey, to pay a surprise visit to Marcia to give her some hardcore dating tips. Take a look.
Hey, Dr. Phil, this is your buddy Steve Harvey, and I'm going to see Marcia and Adia and see if I can't ask a couple of questions that might help you get to the bottom of all of this.
Steve Harvey.
Hey. Put your money head. What's up? How y'all doing?
How are you?
Oh, I see you. I didn't know y'all was going to be cute. Okay, so tell me exactly what's going on from your perspective.
From my perspective is I really want my mother to get out there and date. It's her time now, and I want her to make herself available, which she won't do.
Is it really true, though, that you want the guy to walk up to the door?
She wants him to ring the doorbell and say, "The Lord sent me."
Really?
That's what I tell her.
Ding dong, it's him, mommy, it's him. And everybody go running to the door, and you open it up, and Danny Glover standing there.
I'll take any one of them.
So when you first meet the guy, what are you looking for?
A guy that has a conversation. We can talk, you know. A guy that has a sense of humor. Maybe not a Steve Harvey sense of humor, but a sense of humor.
Nobody's that good.
I know.
So,
I'd say.
He's gone. He's around. It's around. You know? I'm here. That's it.
I do have a sense of humor, but it's a dry sense of humor, so That eyebrow just went up.
Yeah, well, you just scared every man watching the show. I've got a sense of humor, but it's dry.
Okay.
That's very funny. I'm cracking up right now on the inside.
Can I speak for her?
No, I don't
Yes,
want
you
you.
can.
She wants somebody energetic who's willing to travel with her, willing to go places, doesn't want to just sit in a rocking chair and
That's fair.
watch the grandkids.
That's fair.
You want somebody taller than you, even when she wears heels.
Right. Yeah, you want to look up to your man.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't want to kiss him
somebody
on
in
the top of his bald head. Baby, come on. Baby, come on now. You don't want to do that?
No.
Okay. When you disarm a man with your personality, when you come out with it, when you're bubbly and really sweet, that draws a guy's attention. You could be pulling all types of guys out of the woodwork. You know, you have a great smile, you got pretty eyes, you take care of your hair, you got your makeup banging. You win it. Let's go. Let's put all this
So I'm
together.
halfway there.
You're 80% there.
Okay.
You quit tripping yourself out with your little crazy self. Just sitting over here going, I don't want to go out there. Quit saying that.
Okay.
I think all this information should help Dr. Phil kind of help you all out, you know, because he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think he is too.
So I think we'll find a match.
Steve Harvey said that I need to be more bubbly, more energetic, and I need to be open to new experiences. So I'm going to take that to heart, and hopefully Dr. Phil can expound on that with me.
All right, now, Steve Harvey is crazy.
Yes, he is.
He is crazy. But, you know, he actually has some common sense advice. He's telling you, you got to put yourself out there, right? And you're saying, I'm busy, I got a job, I don't need a job. It's not a job if it's fun. See, here's the thing to think about. You don't know that the next corner you turn, the next person you meet, the next person that steps up and says hello, might be the guy you've been looking for. I mean, isn't that kind of fun to have a little bit of the unknown out there where you can just kind of see what happens?
But it hasn't happened in 10 years, Dr. Phil. I've been turning corners every day.
No, you're not. Listen, you got to put yourself in a target-rich environment. You got to decide. You got to decide where you can go to meet someone that it's not just like one in a million. They're not going to come to your front porch. They're not going to jump on the hood of your car and tap on the windshield and say, it's me. I'm the guy. You got to, whether it's at church or you volunteer in a community arts group, or you go get in a tennis league, or you go take dancing. You do something where you get around guys. You got to be willing to put yourself out there.
I suggested speed dating. Know what she told me? Weirdos do speed dating.
Weirdos do speed dating. And you don't like this internet dating business
No,
either.
not at all.
Okay, why?
Well, first of all, the application was so long. It took me a long time to do the application.
But doesn't that tell you that they're doing their homework?
And then how do you know who you're talking to out there?
Well, okay. I got the solution for this, as Steve Harvey does. Okay, Steve, by the way, he's written a book that you need to read. All of y'all need to read this. He has a new book. It's called Straight Talk, No Chasers. And it's in bookstores today. And this is the book, and I've read the manuscript before it ever came out. This is a great book. He is offering you a year's membership to his dating website, which is called locateyourlove.com. But you can upload videos on there. So you actually get to see the guy before you even have to exchange an email with him. So he's going to hook you up at locateyourlove.com for a year, and I don't think you'll need that, but that's a target-rich environment. Okay. See, the difference between people whose resolutions work and those that don't are people who actually sit down and make a plan. If you resolve you're going to do 5 things a month for the next 3 months, the chances of you meeting somebody goes exponential. You could do that, couldn't you?
I could do that.
Would she?
Won't. No.
I will. I will.
She won't. I said, Mom, let's go bowling. I'm going to chip my nails.
Okay.
I will, Dr. Phil.
Okay, you got to quit saying no and start saying yes. For all of you at home that are watching her, maybe you want to meet her. I don't know. You can find her on locateyourlove.com. But you're going to have to get through Steve Harvey and me, so if you're some kind of weirdo speed dater, don't even try. Okay, but you got to get busy, all right? You got to put yourself out there. And she's doing this for you.
Because she doesn't want me to travel around with her.
Well, she just doesn't want to be, she doesn't want to be stalked by her mother.
Yes.
And I want her to be happy.
She wants you to have a life and be happy, and then you can come and visit.
Okay.
Okay? We'll work on that. All right. Next, a husband who is so embarrassed by his wife's weight that he refuses to be seen in public with her. We'll be right back.
I'm embarrassed to take Allison out to the movies, to go out to eat, to meet my friends because of the way she looks. This is my trophy wife that I remember.
I'm afraid that he'd cheat on me. I'm afraid that he'll go and find some toothpick to replace me.
Weight loss, you know weight loss is one of the most popular New Year's resolutions out there. Everybody's going to take off the pounds they picked up over the holidays. But it's not Allison who resolved to lose weight. It's her husband, Michael, who insists that she return to being a size 2 trophy wife.
I'm embarrassed to take Allison out to the movies, to meet my friends because of the way she looks.
It makes me feel horrible that Michael's embarrassed of me. Michael and I have been married for 3 years. The biggest problem in our marriage is my weight.
Allison was 130 pounds, always working out. This is my trophy wife that I remember.
Now I'm a size 22 and I weigh 249 pounds. I gained 80 pounds in the last 2 months of my pregnancy from eating corn dogs, lots of corn dogs, and milkshakes and fries.
Allison's fat because she's lazy, because she doesn't want to put the effort to go to the gym. You said you wanted a bike, we got you the bike, and you said that the bike was too hard.
250 pounds on a bike, not comfortable. I've tried dieting and working out, and the weight just doesn't come off like it used to.
How's Emily doing?
Emily. My husband refers to my stomach as Emily. Michael calls me names a lot. He calls me chunky monkey, heifer, and hippo, and fat ass.
I do make comments just to make her feel bad about herself.
I'm afraid he'll leave me. I'm afraid that he'd cheat on me. I'm afraid that he'll go and find some toothpick to replace me.
Okay, this doesn't help.
No.
Do you think that this is actually helping her?
I tried helping her by giving her everything she wanted. She wanted an exercise bike.
Right.
Didn't work. She says it was too hard. Then she wanted the thing to attach back of the bike so my son can ride with her. Then didn't work. We ended up giving the bike away, brand new.
You call her hippo, chunky monkey,
and
fat ass, heifer, and chubs.
Yep.
And your theory is this will shame her into doing it?
By doing that, I push her buttons on purpose and makes her feel bad about herself, so hopefully she'll do something about it.
How's that working for you?
Hasn't worked yet.
You couldn't do anything more wrong in sabotaging her for change if you sat down and strategized out how to keep her overweight. Is there a woman in this room that believes that calling you fat ass, chunky monkey, and hippo would say, all right, I want to make myself better for him? Is there anybody that believes that?
It's been 4 years.
I don't care if it's been 40 years. The wrong solution doesn't fix the right problem. You may be right that she needs to lose weight. I agree you need to lose weight, by the way.
Thanks.
No, I do. I think there's a return to health when you lose weight. There are a number of things that will improve when you get down to what is for you an ideal body weight. And I seriously doubt that's a size 2.
I would like to get back there, but if I don't have any help, there's nothing I can do. But he says he's helped you. He says he's helped you.
Okay, no. He buys you stuff
buying things and then expecting me to be a full-time stay-at-home mom to our son, and then have time to keep our house looking like a hotel, and entertain my son, and have time to work out at the end of the day when he doesn't help me when he gets home from work is not possible.
Okay, you said, and this is a quote, you said, if I start crying, he says I should be losing weight so we won't argue.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so if he hurts your feelings, he says, again, just lose the weight
and then we're fine. Which I think is complete nonsense. I think that the weight's part of our problems, but I think that he needs to, be...
Are you attracted to her?
I'm not attracted to her at all.
You don't find her attractive at all?
I don't want to be seen with her in public. I don't want to. I take her out to movies late at nights at reserved seating, so we just go in the theater and we can get her as soon as possible. I try to stay in my office as long as I can, so I don't have to come up with any reason to come out and hang out with her.
Yeah.
But
are you all intimate? Are you sexually active?
Not really.
We used to have sex 6 times a day. Now maybe once a month.
You used to have sex 6 times a day?
Yes.
A lot.
A lot.
Well, no wonder. You're just tired. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around this. You're saying you're ashamed to take this woman out somewhere?
Yes. I like my trophy wife. When she was 130, when I met her, that's the person I fell in love with.
We literally went out and just did everything. And
yeah, we did everything together.
Fun.
So why have you stayed? I mean, if you're so ashamed of her, if she's so despicable and disgusting to you, why have you stayed?
Because we have a son together. He's 3 years old. I mean,
so that's it. You're just staying for the child.
I don't want to. I want my son to have a mother and father.
But for him, you'd be gone.
If it wasn't for him, I'll be gone.
Yeah.
But if she would have listened to me from the beginning, she wouldn't be where she is, because the doctor gave her a list, told her not to eat salt, not to eat pasta, don't eat fatty food. What did she ask? Corn dog, a box of corn dog in 2 days. And then instead of using ketchup, she puts the corn dog in the ice cream as a ketchup. She wants McDonald's. She wants a spicy chicken sandwich. She wants milkshake, lunch French fries. Those are the things I told her.
I was hungry.
She gained 5 pounds every month till she hit 7 months. And then she gained 65 pounds 1 month.
Sure.
The doctor said that's not healthy for your kid.
What do you weigh?
I weigh 200.
200?
Yes.
He's not exactly the picture of perfect health either.
I gained that weight for eating the junk you ate when you were pregnant.
There's a lot of women out there right now thinking, hey, I know how you could lose 200 pounds in a hurry. All right, I'm going to say what I think needs to happen here when we come back.
I no longer have the spark for Allison.
Before I gained weight, we were intimate 5 times a day.
Now we only have sex once a week.
When Michael and I have sex, he makes me feel like I'm a $10 hooker. Get it done and get out.
Okay. Do you have a question for me?
I want to know how to fix this. I want to...
Fix what's this?
Him, my weight, our marriage.
Do you have a question for me?
I would like to ask, where I went wrong? What did I do wrong? I mean, I'm giving her everything she asked.
I'll answer that question. You want to know where you went wrong?
I mean, she wanted to bite.
You are a big mouth, abusive bully. And being honest with you, your behavior, what you're doing is abusive. Okay. Really, it's abusive, and it's not working. Are you willing to change your strategy and approach?
If it's going to help her lose weight, yes.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that what you're doing isn't working?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge just intellectually that it is abusive to call someone derogatory names and put them down?
I would say it's wrong because it's not working.
Okay, but you don't think it's morally wrong. You don't think it's emotionally wrong.
I think I do it just to, push her buttons, and hopefully maybe she one day realized that she needed to do something about it.
Okay, well, in 4 years, it hasn't worked, okay? If you're beating your head against the wall for 4 years and the wall's not moving, you think, well, I gotta try something different, right?
Yes.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to get you to what weight you want, because you don't like this either.
No.
But I'm going to do this for you, not for him.
Okay.
And here's your problem. When she does, then you're going to come scratching at the door again, and it's going to occur to her that, you know what? He's not interested in me as a person. He doesn't respect me as a woman. He doesn't acknowledge that I'm the mother to his child. He's just interested in me because I'm hot.
I mean,
she's going to resent you once she gets there. I mean, this is a beautiful woman, and she gained weight. she gained weight, and the catalyst to that gaining weight is she got pregnant having your child.
But it's 3 years since she has a child. And we have a 24-hour gym with every exercise equipment available to her.
Okay, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to butt out.
Butt out.
Seriously. It's not working, Michael. I have a plan. There's a new program that we're involved with. It's called the 17-Day Diet. And this book has become a wildfire in America. It's by Dr. Mike Moreno. It is a scientifically based diet that changes every 17 days. So you, A, don't get bored, and B, you don't get plateaued. And so this has 4 17-day phases that you go through. And in fact, to keep you from having to even make a decision, I'll make this as structured for you as beginning, we're going to give you a year's worth of food delivery from Bistro MD. Okay, this is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, here's what they do. They have the 17-day diet program in Bistro MD. So they will look at the phase you're in, and they will put together exactly the combinations of food that you're supposed to eat for 17 days. Then they'll shift gears for 17 days. Then they'll shift gears for another 17 days. And we'll keep running this cycle till you get where you're going.
Okay.
And you don't deserve anything. But because I think it would be good to support, we'll make it available to you as well, because you could stand to lose a few. Right?
Yes.
You said, all right. Now, I want to introduce you to Robert Reams right here. Now, Robert Reams is a trainer. He's a nutritionist. He's also an ambassador for Gold's Gym. And Gold's Gym has agreed to give you a free 1-year membership and a personal trainer that will be coordinated by Robert Reams to get you going over the next 6 months. Now, Robert, you got to break a sweat here, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? You know what it's like.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to working out at all. I love working out.
I think this is just about a little shift in momentum, get some rhythm going, and getting busy again like you did before.
So we're going to structure you with a membership to the gym, a trainer that will hold you accountable. And let me tell you, you don't show up, you're going to have him in your face. Everyone watching the show right now can get a free 1-week VIP membership to the Gold's Gym, and you can get access to Robert Reams' new workout video as well. So all you have to do is go to drphil.com, click on the link. I know it's the first of the year. This will get you going. And now for 17-Day Diet, you can only get that book at 17daydiet.com. And it is a great way to start. I'm very impressed with this program. So we got a plan?
Yes.
And you're going to let Robert and me, the trainers, you're going to let them take over. Okay. All you got to do is just butt out.
Butt out. Got it.
Okay, easy enough?
Easy enough.
All right. He calls himself an international playboy. Can this womanizer be forced to commit to just one person in the new year? We'll see when we come back.
I haven't seen Sean for the last few months. I would like to see a commitment from him by New Year's.
I'm the type of guy that doesn't really like commitment. I'm the ultimate playboy. They call me the showstopper.
She knew he was a player and used to date 5 to 10 girls at a time. Now Natasha wants her boyfriend Sean to give up the other women and commit to her and her only. Take a look.
Hello, Dr. Phil. My name is Natasha. I haven't seen Sean for the last few months. I would like to see a commitment from him by New Year's.
I'm the type of guy that doesn't really like commitment. And I usually like to date about 5 to 10 women at the same time. I'm living the life every single guy dreams about. I'm the ultimate playboy. They call me the showstopper.
When I first met Sean, he presented himself as a playboy, arrogant, cocky, very into himself.
I am very well educated. I have traveled the world. I believe in having the whole package of beauty and brains.
He said at the beginning that he doesn't want a relationship. As I got to know him better, I saw a different side of him. I can definitely see Sean being serious with someone. My question to you, Dr. Phil, is Sean the right guy for me?
Okay, well, you're pretty proud of the way you turned out.
I've always been very independently happy and confident with myself. And I've always had the attitude that just because you're alone doesn't mean that you're lonely. Most boys, when they're growing up, they have these dreams of dating beautiful women.
Who are you talking to?
I'm sorry.
No, I just wondered if you were like selling this to the audience.
I'm very passionate about my views. I like to share it with a lot of people.
You don't want to settle down.
I'm not saying I'm completely opposed to settling down, but I've been very happily single for a long time, and it's worked for me, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So what do you think about this?
It worked for me for a while. I grew up and lived all my life with a lot of pressure that you have to be married, committed, traditional, and it didn't work for me.
But now
we've been seeing each other for a while. Our feelings are evolving, and I need to make a decision whether I'm going to continue seeing him or not.
Our feelings are evolving, or your feelings are evolving?
Ours.
Are you in love with her?
I don't really like using the word in love with someone.
Are you in love with him?
I can't say that, but we do have feelings for each other.
Yeah.
What would the feelings be like? You really like him, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
but you're not in love with him.
I can't say that yet. No, it's too soon for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your question for me?
Does he have a chance to be committed, and can he change?
No. No. Do you have any other questions?
I think what he's... I could see through him. I think everything he's saying, those are just the walls he's putting around himself. Deep inside, he's just a sweet teddy bear.
He has told you from the get-go. He's not somebody that dates you and sneaks around and dates somebody else. You've been very forthcoming with the women in your life that you're not interested in monogamy right now. But let me tell you something. A committed relationship, whether you call it marriage, dated, living, whatever, is tough enough when two people are both highly motivated to get together. When there is a disparate level of desire to do that, it becomes exponentially difficult. You want it, you don't. And until those things come into sync, this isn't going to work for you. And if you're saying you've put in some time here and he either needs to kind of step up and be at the level you're at, or you need to move on, then don't say that if you don't mean it.
I mean it.
Then you need to move on.
Okay.
Because you're not willing to make the kind of commitment that she's looking for right now, true?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think she's just a beautiful, lovely person. Just being in a line of work where I'm around a lot of young models who are kind of airheaded and vacant and don't have much personality. Being with her makes me feel like I'm with a real woman, and she's just a wonderful human being, and I would hate to lose her.
Are you willing to give up all these airheads?
I don't know. Just because I've been very independently happy for a long time.
Let's take a break. When we come back, one of Sean's exes is here, and she has a warning for Natasha. We'll be right back. Well, I'm here with Sean and Natasha, and I don't know, maybe I'm seeing this too black and white here, because Sean describes himself as someone that doesn't feel the need to be plugged in and committed, although he says he's open to it at some point. It's been 1 year since they broke up, and Kaylin says that Sean is in no way ready to commit to one woman. Why do you say that?
He is very egotistical. I'm going to start there. And I heard you say something, oh, he's like a little teddy bear, and that's the mentality. As women, we want to fix people. We want to help them and nurture them, and you just see him as, oh, poor Sean. But when he starts feeling the actual feelings, he's going to get scared and he's going to push you away.
Okay. So you want what from him at this point?
I want you to make a decision whether you can commit to me or not. I'm not going to be seeing you anymore if you can't do that.
And define commit.
Monogamous, all the other women have to go.
And are you willing to do that?
I'm willing to do so for her, just because I think she's the most amazing woman I've ever met.
You seem like you're nervous. We're putting you on the spot here.
Oh, okay. You are putting me on the spot.
No, well, she is, not me. I'm not asking you to commit to me. So, do you believe the answer? The answer is yes, right?
Yes.
I think I do.
Will you keep us posted?
I will.
Okay, keep us posted, and you'll be honest with him, right?
Yeah, I'm very honest, if nothing else.
Well, let's wish him the best. Let's wish him the best. Let me change the subject for just a second. My good friend Oprah is launching OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, and I'm going to be involved in several shows, including Ask Oprah's All-Stars, where Susie Orman and Dr. Mehmet Oz and myself are going to be taking questions live. I'm also going to be involved in a series called Finding Sarah, because I've been working extensively with Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, helping her kind of get a grip on things in her life. And I'm also involved in something called Your Own Show, which is hosted by Nancy O'Dell and Carson Kressley. I'm going to be one of several judges who will mentor contestants alongside Gayle King and others. Now, at the end of this competition, a very lucky person is going to end up with their own TV show on OWN. Take a look.
This January, be there for the launch of OWN, the new Oprah Winfrey Network. And only on OWN, Oprah's doing something she's never done before, giving someone their own show. Thousands auditioned. Now, only 10 will compete for the chance of a lifetime. Someone's life is about to change. Your Own Show, Oprah's Search for the Next TV Star, premieres Friday, January 7th at 9, exclusively on OWN, the new Oprah Winfrey Network.
Carson Kressley, one of the hosts of Your Own Show, is taking time out of his busy schedule to talk with us via satellite. Carson, are you there?
I am, Phil. How are you?
Good. How you doing, buddy? I hadn't seen you for a little while.
I know. I can't see you right now because I'm remote, but I'm sure you look amazing.
So where are you?
I'm actually in Eureka, California, which is way up, it's kind of near Oregon. I didn't even know California went this far north. And I'm taping my show for the OWN network called Carsonation.
Yeah, tell us about that, by the way.
Well, basically, it's a makeover show, but it's kind of like a makeover road trip where I'm starting on the West Coast and I have an Airstream trailer filled with shoes and dresses and belts and accessories, and we're kind of winding our way through all of America.
We had a lot of fun working together on Get Your Own Show. I was on the first episode with you. I was curious what your overall impression was of the contestants.
Well, you know, I thought we got a great group of people, and the really cool thing is that I think about 20,000 people from all over the U.S. uploaded their videos and sent in applications to OWN to be on the show. So we had an amazing job of kind of bringing that down to 10 contestants that we brought to Los Angeles, and those were kind of the cream of the crop. And you saw in that very first episode that, you know, while a lot of it was great personality, a lot of people still didn't really have the finesse or have the chops to actually host a show.
Yeah, it was interesting to me how intense that got. I mean, because the hopefuls have to go through these challenges where they have to really see what it takes to have their own show. They have to actually, they had to produce a segment for me that I was in, and they had to be on stage and behind the camera. Did you pick up any cues after watching all the mentors come through?
People worked really, really hard, and I think that's the cool thing about the show is that it shows people at home that there's a lot that goes into being on TV.
I hope everybody will tune in. This show will premiere on January 7th, 2011 on OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. And we're going to be looking for Carson Nation as well. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
So, Carson, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you.
All right, see you soon. Let me add for Ask Oprah's All-Stars, if you have any questions for me or for Dr. Oz or for Susie Orman, then you can go to drphil.com or you can go to the OWN Network site and you can click on Ask the All-Stars and submit your question, and we just might answer it right there. We're very excited about all of this. Talk to you soon. Well, I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Robert Reams, Gold's Gym, Bistro MD, Carson Kressley, Steve Harvey. We had a lot going on today, right? Now, Steve has a new book, Straight Talk, No Chasers. And you can pick up a copy of Steve's new book today in bookstores. You can catch Carson Kressley on the OWN network in 2011. And you can also get a copy of the 17-Day Diet book only at the website 17daydiet.com. So we have a plan, right?
Yes.
And you're going to stay out and let us work the plan. You're going to keep us posted. We're going to hook you up with Steve. And we're going to get you on the website, and we'll track you and see how you're doing. All right? Thanks for being here. So long.